¿Qué pasó, chingado?
Logan, can you please stop dividing our community?
No.
Okay.
I'm a divide. That's just what I do, bro. I divide.
You're just like so toxic all the time. Oh my god.
What up?
So that was fun. I hate to say it, but probably useless. KMF's not going to change.
I'm so convinced. I'm even more convinced now that he's
Y'all
a
were there
sociopath.
too? I'm gonna
He's
have to block
a
everybody.
sociopath.
See y'all later.
Hey, Screen.
Oh.
Screen?
Yes.
Hi, friend.
Are you sure?
Of course.
Who said that just now?
Dude?
Oh, it sounded like somebody else. He's really good at voices.
No, I wasn't doing
That's
it.
his job.
No, it's not my job, though. I wish it was my job.
Wait, that's Rafi. Shit.
My name is Dune, bitch.
Why are you the same picture?
Huh? Because I want to be monogamous.
Hey, Dodie sucks. You want to come up here and have a word with us? You're more than welcome to come up here and speak.
It's kind of obvious who that bastard is.
Zero followers, following zero. Not sus at all.
Hey, what's up, Truth Seeker? You want to come up here and hang out? I sent you an invite.
Wow, that shit was crazy earlier.
Yeah, so I don't know. Do you want to bring up what you brought up in the DM, or we don't have to?
Well, from all legal aspects, like if you put an OnlyFans picture on top of somebody else's picture, actually under Section 108.25, you could actually be charged on top of that. Like that is actually putting somebody's life in danger. That is actually there's a whole lot of different things underneath Section 108 of Cyber Crimes Division. So if you go to IC3.gov, that is the Federal Bureau of Investigations and Interpol for Cyber Crimes Division to report shit like that as well. And with them bringing up children in a hypothetical manner as well at the same time, yes, we do not all see eye to eye on COVID shots or vaccines or whatever. But as a nerd also coming from the science world, it actually took them 15 years to come out with polio. I mean, come on, the fuck? I'm not going to take a shot if I don't know what's all in that either. I mean, that's just my point of view. But everything that guy is actually doing is actually illegal of what he's actually doing underneath Cyber Crimes Division. Just saying.
The craziest part is I feel like he's being used because did you notice he said someone told him B's kid's name
It's like
and
a
someone
puppet.
shared all those old messages with him, and it's like I feel like he doesn't even realize it, and it's like it's just sad
Because he's a serial keyboard justice warrior.
Right,
That's the
and
sad
somebody
part.
else giving out information and giving out information still say if one of you guys give me out somebody else's information, if I still put that information out in the public eye, I could actually be held accountable under section 08.12.198 of the Federal Penal Code from cyber crimes. I mean, just like say we're using fake names, right? Actually, underneath the Obama administration, if you guys have not read this or watched the actual documentary or watched the live video footage, if you claim you are somebody that you are not, you can actually be held accountable by the presidential executive order. You can be charged for even being on the internet acting like you are somebody else, even though the internet can make people, and it used to be back in the day, besides information, protecting your privacy. But if you act like somebody else, you can still get in trouble for it.
The weird thing about KMF is like I mean, he has some SJW, I guess, tactics or whatever, but his delivery and his tone, he seems like a
Exactly.
cringy, like right wing, crazy, like crackpot.
And
It's
he
weird.
seems like a puppet of somebody else too. Besides him doing it, he knows right from wrong. If you don't know right from wrong, then you should actually have a case manager, care worker, be in a group home or so forth as well, you know.
I wasn't privy to the conversation, but it sounds like he's saying the things and wording them away to deflect the guilt that he is guilty of and trying to put it off on somebody else. And
Correct.
most of us are far more intelligent than that. And we've seen what he's done, what he's capable of, and probably what he'll do in the future. Leopard doesn't change its spots very often that I know of.
I don't really take his apologies very sincerely.
I mean, on top of that, you've got defamation of character as well. I mean, somebody can people do not think, oh well, there's Web3. Well, Web3 is still connected to Web2, you fucking morons. And guess what? That's still connected to even a VPN. Even if you have a VPN, you're paying for a VPN. So if you're paying for a VPN, your billing information is there underneath your name or somebody else's name with that address. They can log onto that address. They think, oh, I'm untouchable. Oh, guess what? There's been people that have been arrested for saying they're going to kick somebody's ass online because that person actually felt threatened because they were a geek or they just wanted to feel threatened, but they actually got involved with the IC3.gov, which turned into the Federal Bureau of Investigation. So if you are threatening anybody online, even the smallest little threat, guys, so instead of threatening an act of violence, if you use the electronic means to do so or harass somebody, it is now considered threatening an act of domestic terrorism by U.S. law and international law. Look that up. Be careful on what you do and what you say. You can be held accountable.
Hey, Liam. Just throwing it out there, a truth seeker. Like I give everyone a chance. Give people
Right.
chance, right? And KMF Milkfuck got given a chance back in December. You recall quickly, right? So this ended up being a beef between Tupa, KMF. Tupa come out and said, "I'm sorry." Was very, and we said we forgive. Happy days. You move on. The fact that we're talking about the same shit 2 months later, what gets me is that among the people that, and it's out there for everyone to see all the nefarious and the nasty shit he was saying. People still want to side and try and back it up and jump on the bandwagon and support that kind of behaviour. And that shocked me. And there's people that I really respected in this community that actually sided with that. And then, and the fact that Sam's now being dragged into it, some Katie's being dragged into it, like it's got nothing to do with anybody. It was
And
a
that's
beef
considered,
between...
even at no matter what age you are, you can still have cyberbullying charges, which is a international crime as well. I mean, and then you have international stalking on top of that by stalking other people and bringing everything into it. Because Benno, like say me and you get into a fight, right? Or say me and Skern get into a fight. 2 days later, if I'm still at his back and I'm still at his neck, where I'm at any of your guys' neck, and breathing down your shit and getting in DMs and fucking throwing your shit out there and posting all sorts of shit, that is considered cyber stalking and all legal means necessary.
He's not on his own, but definitely you made a good point before, Liam, that fucking someone's feeding Milk Fart this information.
He said that himself. He said that himself.
Yeah.
Two really big important things, So it's who's feeding him this stuff.
And he's getting it from higher places. People have got access to be able to triangulate people's cell locations, right? So Screen cell location got triangulated. Like, what the fuck? That's like people abusing fucking, like, they're obviously police privilege or governmental sort of departmental privilege, abusing that to feed, someone like KMF people's real-time locations.
And you can get real time depending on what you do. That's why I tell everybody, if you have a picture in your inbox, do not open that picture. Do not even look at that picture. If you see anything coming in your inboxes, delete their message if you have like an image at all, because they can actually code. They can code a code into that picture and they can get into your phone and get your GPS. Even if you think your GPS is off, it is only for social media. That is not for your actual phone or your IMEI number. Just letting you guys know.
You're talking about email and not like messages in our like
No,
Twitter.
no messages in Twitter, messages in Facebook, any type of messenger, just like on your phone, your
Text
text message,
messages.
everything else.
Yeah,
I
you're
can
right.
code right
Oh.
now. I can code a picture to you, Logan, and I can get a backdoor key the moment you look at that picture, and I can get into your whole phone if
That's
you know
weird.
what you're doing by programming.
Hold on, let's get to these hands. But let me just say, like, yeah, he did confess. He did say, like, I guess
I
I'm
heard
stalking
it.
people. He
I
literally said that. I was like, wow, there you go.
I
That's
heard
a
him
case
even
closed.
saying getting into your guys' phone. I heard him saying getting your locations. I heard him say all of that.
All right, go ahead, Chupacabra.
No, real quick. I'm saying real quick is I'm gonna follow through with what I just said in the chat because, and if I see somebody in this room right now, for example, Doty_sucks is a troll. So if you guys want whatever you're saying, I'm promising you it's going to go through him to somebody else. So just be aware of that. I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, I know. He already told him he can come up here and speak. He's invited.
And,
Yeah, why don't you want to come up here and speak, Doty Sucks? You
and just letting you
just want
guys
to
know.
listen and troll, or? But we're not saying anything, that illegal or whatever. It doesn't matter.
But to let everybody know in here before the hands, I'm gonna be in a meeting off and on, off and on. But to let everybody also know in here, one person in this room does know who I am. They do know I'm legitimate. They do know that I work for a movie company, and they do know that I am actually with legal areas as well. So E over there knows exactly who I am. He can verify that he knows who I am in real life.
Yeah, I'll co-sign that. That's why I like you, Truth. Yeah, I look forward to. Anyway.
Just don't go threatening us with FBI and shit like that, Sam.
Yeah, we
Right.
talked about that. We talked about that. We all get high and get drunk at night and say stupid shit. I'm going to try not to do that anymore. So just forgive me at 2:00 in the morning if I've been too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me and Eve had that conversation already.
Yeah, I'm very good at forgiving. So go ahead, Chupacabra.
That was really frustrating to hear, and I couldn't defend myself. I had to hear a lot of stuff, and I'm glad that in all that stuff, I heard Eric defend me and tell the truth, and go to bat for me, and I heard Logan go to bat for me, and that meant a lot. And I just think you guys crushed it. And Eric, when I went into that space, I went in with our conversation from earlier in my heart that this has to end and that we have to share love. And right when I got in there, I said, listen, it's over. I don't want anything to do with this. You win. If whatever you need to hear, I want this done now. It's all good. I don't care. And it just kind of kept going. Now I'll kind of gripe a little bit. It was really frustrating. I've known that.
Real quick, I was really disappointed, and I'm not attacking them or saying this, but how he talked to B, I was very disappointed.
It was unacceptable.
It was totally unacceptable.
That's exactly what I was going to say, is that I've known Matt for a long time, and when I first started getting into spaces with him, if he heard someone use the word crazy, he would shut them down and say, you do not use that in this space. This is a sacred space. Mental health is a serious thing. We don't use that word here. Not only while he was cycling through the speakers did he never remove KMF from the speakers, the only person who was over talking, the only person who was slowing it down, and the only person really who had any blame in his biggest complaint, which is, why is this spreading? Why is this going on? He never took the mic away. He never said anything. He actually stuck up for people who were not in the room, and he made this about Ray and about Katie Howland, which if they suffered from this, I'm sorry, but this is all due to KMF. So I think it was really disingenuous and really damaging, in my opinion, to my overall view of that group, that he could sit there and just continue to give this guy a free pass while he verbally abused mentally at-risk people in our community that have been here before him. And I just think that was absolutely deplorable. What he should have put his foot down right away, and he should have hammered home the fact that he just called B crazy, a crazy bitch. That's the craziest that's the most, that he said outright, he said the most hurtful things I've ever heard anyone say in a Twitter space, period. He takes
and they were all recorded, by the way. They're all recorded.
All of it was recorded. The way he treated Ocean, denying that he did that and having Matt having to read it over and over and over again, and then for him to finally say yeah, and then for him to say, well, I apologize, so it's all good. But he can take 2-year-old messages that I apologize for 1,000 times and say, oh, people are negotiating with a terrorist. This guy has no interest in any of this shit. This is a 4chan Reddit troll who's bred to do this shit.
The people feeding him info don't care about the repercussions that are going to happen to him, which is sad.
There's people feeding him information. Even Matt in real time, and I'm going to stop the rant here, and I'm going to just drink this little bit of vodka, and I'm going to just take a little break. In real time, he was telling us that he was getting DMs from people saying, you can't talk to Sam. He said out loud towards the end that these people are never going to let me go. They're never going to give me a pass. They're never going to do this. Think about that. There is a cabal within Twitter Spaces and Twitter. They have meetings about how to deplatform me. They have meetings about who can give me the mic and who can't. And if someone gets in a space with me, they DM them right away. How is this? They DM them right away. There's records of this. If you talk to me, you're getting DM'd. Bro, this is fucking. It's a little heavy-handed. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a little heavy-handed, and I think that the blame is clear.
I tried to, like, early on, I mean, like 3 weeks ago, tried to kind of get on. I mean, I knew KMF from Reddit a little bit. So I was going to try and, like, talk some reason into him, hold a space, and, like, call out some of his bullshit accusations. It never happened because I slept through my alarm. But he was trying to rope me into that cabal. Every time Tupa would talk in a space, my DMs would be lit up. He's lying to you right now. He's fucking lying. It's just like, that's how it works.
Yeah, hold on a second. So there's people that want to come up like Zim and Black Tie Affair, but we have 10 open slots and all 10 are filled, right?
I'll drop.
So,
you want to make me a co-host? And
yeah, but
I'll leave.
I can make co-host,
I'll
right?
leave right now.
No, hold on. I can open up more spots. Hold on, it's cool. Eric, I want to make screen co-host, but he has Shane blocked. Do you still have Shane blocked screen?
Guys, this block button.
I will unblock him.
All right, cool.
All right, but before I jump down, I'm just going to let you know, if you guys actually look up right now, if you actually look up the U.S. code 182261, okay, that will.
Is it just me or did he get cut off?
Yeah, I thought that was just me.
Oh shit, my bad. I have him blocked too. Fuck, let me unblock him.
Jesus, screen. Let's get it together. All of brands.
I just went in and blocked. Ray's unblocked. They're just, I unblocked everybody because I'm gonna walk the walk. God, I'm not Chupacabra. I would not want to be in his shoes because it's a nightmare to have to deal with this.
I agree.
He said out loud, they are not going to let me go. You guys can live free, but there's no strings on me, baby. They can do whatever they want. You know what I mean?
But that's good. Let him run his mouth. I think him running his mouth, saying all this shit he said, the thing about the guilty people talking is you just want to let them keep talking. We know that space is being recorded, so all that shit he says is going to be highly really bad for him, So that's why, even though it was horrible to hear, I was fine with letting him say it because he has no defense now. So yeah.
Yeah, and I just want to say I'm not talking shit about him at all, or trying to. Just want to be very clear about that. We can have a conversation, but I'm not talking shit about him at all. Period.
Yeah, and I made peace with him. So hopefully he keeps me out of his mouth now. But I have never had any interest in posting shit about him. So hopefully that stops now. Go ahead, Ganga.
Anyone notice that this guy is practically a sociopath? He has no actual sympathy for anyone.
He doesn't even care.
In my opinion.
He doesn't even care. You're so right, Ganga. That's exactly what I was going to come up here and say tonight.
He can switch from being apologetic to retracting it with no signs of any actual emotions. And if anyone actually shows any distraught, like B, he actually laughed.
Yep.
That is super disturbing.
Fucking right. right, laughing in her face, causing personal distress. She's explaining a mental health issue. She's pouring her heart out. She's being honest. She's being transparent. She's being vulnerable, and he takes advantage and abuses. This is behavior and there's a false equivalency thing happening here. They kept comparing me to KMF, like they got to stop. Tupa and KMF got to figure. You guys know, I don't have to explain myself to nobody. I'm not out here attacking those people or anyone. I'm not attacking him. This is crazy, and like, to think that my 2020 or 2021, whatever, 2-3-year-old posts are being like weighed up to this guy's behavior when he's openly being a fucking abusive dick monster, whatever you want, openly in front of the people who are supporting him, making a fool of himself, making a mockery of the apology, making a mockery of the attempt for people to really get, like, eye to eye. Eric's over here trying to get eye to eye. He's made a mockery of it, and then he's continued. Bro, the thing he did to Be an Ocean today is like, it's crazy. I can defend myself, but the thing about why, when you watch somebody who's being confronted with something they did that was wrong to somebody, and they can't admit it, and when they finally have it said and read in front of them, and they're like, oh yeah, well, my bad, I don't know, and then you're not even talking to a fucking regular person. You're talking to like someone who's just a moving like obstacle. They just want to move the goalpost again and again and again and again, and that's like, I don't know, man. If it was up to me to make a judgment about what's the most dangerous thing in the community right now, I think it's how anybody could be confused about that. I don't know.
I just want to say, about 3 years ago, I posted this video, and at the time, some of you may have seen it. It could have been a drone, or it could have been an orb or a UFO, but there was a shootout. I think it was in like Iran or Pakistan, and then some people said no, that was a United States test thing. Bottom line is, for me, it looked like it could have been a UFO. And so I put it out there, and I had a bunch of people come at me, all the UFO people come at me and say, that's a drone, that's a drone, that's a drone. Anyway, somehow it escalated. And I'm not going to even say the names of these guys, but I suddenly was an anti-Semite. Swear to God, Super, I'm not making this up. I got attacked for being an anti-Semite. And so I know what it's like, because I was married to a Jewish woman. Okay. I love that woman. So for someone to say I was an anti-Semite, I mean, I don't, whatever, but I'm just saying, that's why I think I have empathy and compassion for you two, because I went through all that like 3 years ago. Thank God there was no Twitter Spaces. They would have destroyed me, I'm sure.
Well, thankfully, I can out-talk, out-walk, and out-design whatever the fuck anyone I want to. So, like, they can do all the stuff they can do that. But if they said it themselves. What if someone stumbles into UFO Twitter and this is the first thing they see? Sam's secretly trying to turn them into QAnon. They can't do that. We have to outperform him. So they can step their game up.
Who do you guys think is feeding him the info? Let's get conspiratorial for a second.
Let's do it.
Because, like I said, I think that was one of the most interesting things he said. The B child's name was fed to him, and the old Discord random messages from Tupa. So who do you guys think?
Can I answer that?
Yes, please go ahead, Gang. It's your turn.
It's obvious. It's obvious he has people who are collaborating with him. But I want them to hear this part of the recording, okay? So just let me finish it without any interruptions. To those people who are actually recording it right now and they're going to listen to it, keep in mind, KMF has no friends. It doesn't matter how long you've actually known him. He will turn you in. As soon as his ass is on fire, trust me, he will give the names. And even if he doesn't, they will pull his internet records and they will see who is it that he communicated with and what information he received. And guess whose name that is? Even if it's an alias, it's always registered to an actual account. VPNs will not protect you. Be careful, you're going to get your ass burned.
He will flip on these people so fast. He's already dry snitched twice. He's already like sabotaged the plan twice. The Discord messages, he said he sat on for 48 hours. I'd really like to know the number of hours there, because there was a whole plan to release those. I've gotten DMs from people today who haven't reached out to me at all, and I'll keep it anonymous. Obviously, I'm not a fucking rat, but here's one of them that I got, and this fucking really, I don't know, it touched me. I may not have agreed with everything you said. This is after the niceties. That this shit is still crazy as fuck. Ray and Klaus are off kilter. This all seems very orchestrated to me. I may not have agreed with what you said, but I also witnessed you say some very humble and kind things too. There's obviously an orchestration going on. Like, we're not the only ones seeing it. It's out there. People can like feel it. And like, one of the things too is like, publicly, you want to protect yourself, I guess, from like fallout and stuff. So it makes sense. But to really, really, really push something like this against someone like me publicly is bad optics, because everything they exaggerated, every point that they had to lie about to make this valid is demonstrably false. Every single thing they accuse me of is false. And so what it looks like and what it feels like and what it felt like at that last, and anyone listening, have fun, what it felt like in that last hour of having to listen to someone, and people fucking say that they're going to deplatform me and I don't deserve and all this shit, and equate the things that I said 2 years ago in a forum to the way this man was talking to women. An adult man was talking to women in front of our faces and lying and manipulating and gaslighting and belittling in front of our faces. I had to fucking sit there, and that's what we have to endure from this person. No way, dude. This is definitely spreading. And the people who publicly said they support this guy, the people who DM'd him a goddamn thing, the people who led him into their group, the people who shared screenshots with him. I mean, I got some names. I'd love to hear some from you guys.
Yeah, at what point are you going to, release stuff that you have, or are you going to?
Every time I go to release it, he does something stupid. Every time I go to release it, he does something so tremendously stupid that like I have to then add that in there. He says something crazy. This stuff about like B's kid, he doxed my grandmother, and then literally within the same hour lied and said I doxed him. His admission through projection is almost epically fucking perfect. It's so reliable. You know what I mean? That when he says it's 100% true, you know that that's a lie. So trust that I have all this collected. I'm willing to point fingers. I have the paper trail. If anyone listening has any DMs they've gotten from any person, this stuff adds up. The idea of how they're trying to bully people from not letting me on or Screen on or anyone on, the idea that I'm not the victim, but they are the victim. The idea that B's not a victim, Ocean's not a victim, but Katie Howland's a victim. Like, they're stretching and stretching and stretching the boundaries of reality, and the stuff has to come
For a
back
month,
soon.
these women were harassed, and like everyone was silent for a month.
For
and
a
then all
month.
of a sudden, now it's
Bro, doxing someone's kid in this community should be as like, this guy is worse than Doty, in my opinion. This stuff that I've seen, the stuff that I'm watching, the manipulation, the gaslighting, the pain, the random, the contrived, transparent, like kind of gross manipulation, the lack of respect for our intelligence, the way that this is being handled, like disregard for paper trails, disregard for what they're saying. It's a lot. It's a lot. And it makes you feel a little crazy. And I feel sorry for people who are dealing with this and seeing this, who kind of don't know what's going, or who feel a little spun out. Obviously it's affected me and shit, but like, we're looking at something that like is telling us and slapping us in the face and saying, this is an organized effort, figure it out. And so rest assured, I'm doing that.
All right, cool. Let's all go ahead, get to Ocean and then Ganga.
Yeah, hey everybody. I love y'all. I guess I had an unanswered question there. I know nobody here can answer the question, so don't try. But like I asked the question of like, well, like when did you come across this information, and then like why'd you release it when you did? And I just found it interesting that it was said to me that it happened pretty recently that this person came across information. And I just find that strange because the information is old. So either this person was scrolling through a Discord for I don't know how long, a year's worth of posts to find something to be incriminating, or somebody handed that information over to him. And I never got an answer for that. And that's kind of like my big why right now.
Ganga.
Yeah, I wanted to add one thing. The way that Ocean handled it was extremely good in that space, and I'll tell you why. She wasn't so confrontational but she was affected. And the thing is that the way that she handled it, it shows people like this guy says she's a fucking pothead, a criminal, or something like that. And yet, why the hell is she being so nice? Is this guy making up shit? That's the only thing that's gonna come up in their heads. Logan also handled it pretty well. He didn't go into the deep, end of the pool. He just said, he was just a normal guy talking. Does he sound like to you like he's someone who's anti-Semite or a helper? At the same time, does anyone ever realize that what KMF wants out of the community is to create these artificial gates where only certain people can have a voice? He's practically a despot. Who would want to wade in that pool? Nobody.
Hey, let me ask. Hey, is the Q like thing? That's like a Well, I think it is like a right wing thing, right? And so I think that's why like the Q thing is like I think it's associated with like Trump people. I think, right? So that would mean that people that are left will just hate on Q, even
Yes.
if like because like
Exactly.
Yeah. It's a
if I ask like the
weaponized
same.
word.
But like the things Q was asking, like if anyone asks like similar questions, that then makes them Q. So like we just can't ask certain questions because
it's a weapon, of the establishment, straight up. That's my theory on it. It's been my theory for years. It's what
Yep.
it's used for. Now it's okay to tell a disabled veteran to her face that she's a crazy bitch because she's Q now. There you go. You're
That's
free to do
exactly
whatever.
right. That's exactly right. As soon as you
It's
label
the new
someone the
racist.
other,
But what
as soon as you label someone the other, it lets you exercise all of that vitriol that you want, that you reserve. We want to convince ourselves we're good people. This might be too deep. We want to convince ourselves we're good people, but we also strive and thirst for for any reason to go off. Motherfuckers are like, try me. I know motherfuckers are like that are for real, like try me. They will any day try because you can be nice, but that release. And so as soon as these guys can figure out someone's the other, they go ham. Now, as a man, I would never, unless someone was really like popping off and going crazy and like said something to my kid, I'm not talking to a woman like that. And to do that in public while trying to plead your case, I think is crazy. And I think it was super sus the way he approached the OnlyFans thing. And he said it was done in MS Paint. Let me tell you guys about MS Paint and lies and people. That's the story. You guys can figure it out. But it's a real situation. MS Paint, bro, like you spent time looking through, you know exactly what's in her OnlyFans. You probably subbed to that shit. Ocean, you did amazing. And it was like, I was fucking clapping at my phone, bro. I was clapping at it. I was like, yes, because you didn't let him go. And you didn't let it go. You didn't let him push you around. And the way that you were like, listen, that photo has never been on Twitter ever. So this guy's just squirming. He's just kind of backing away. And like, that's the kind of shit that really hits home because this is an organized effort. And so everybody attached to this idea and to this motive and to this, like, everyone green lighting this, they're attached to that. They're attached to that now, right? And that's important because that no one can squirm away from that shit. Like, that's a real thing. And you really held your own there. I commend you.
You know who else is attached to this? And this is not a threat. This is just a fact of reality. Is this was all recorded. So now the line's been drawn. So he has a choice. So let's say he continues to cross the line as one example. People could take the clips and send those to Lou Elizondo. Now, if Lou Elizondo decides that he's not going to say anything or he's not going to denounce it, if you say nothing, that's like omission by lying. So now the ball is going to be in Lou's court. So now his God, well, I shouldn't say that. I apologize. His friend Lou has got to make a choice, and I think that's important that we consider that.
It's sad because he's being used and like he's gonna like I feel like he could have barbecued with Lou, but these people are using him and feeding him information to stir up this strife, and it's just like it's gonna ruin his relationship with Elizondo, or possible relationship,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
He
Hold on, Kimball. Ganga has his hand up for a while. Let's go ahead and let him talk. Ganga?
First of all, I would like to say, Eric, man, you are one sly motherfucker. I know you were being friendly, but I saw that a mile away what you were doing. And KMF is supposedly intelligent and he doesn't realize it. I know I'm going to play up the part and say you were really being sincere, but he did not realize anything of what you were trying to do with it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, a lawyer, for example, which I'm not, but you got to present a case in a way that establishes the boundaries, and then I was trying to be as fair as I could. I could have my opinion, and I didn't say my opinion, but I wanted to give him a chance to say what he had to say. Everybody heard it, so we'll leave it at that.
It was almost as if Eric was the attorney for Tupac and Logan tonight, and
Right? I thought so too.
That mop socket or whatever it was, mop sock.
I think
that's Jade, by the way.
What? That's not Jade.
Yeah, it is. That's Jade, dude.
But he wasn't
Jade.
drunk.
That's Jade, bro.
Still early.
Jade was like a joke. I used to say everyone was Jade, so this is cracking me up. This is cracking me up.
But you know what?
Yeah, I've heard so many different people like accused of being Jade at this point. Everybody's Jade at this point. I don't know who
it's a joke now. Yeah, it's a joke now. Whoever you think might be a sock puppet, you say, is that Jade? And then, or like the person who definitely isn't. You know what I mean? Like you're like, oh, because so many people popped up and sounded like him, dude.
Jade called me an anti-Semite and a homophobe back maybe 7 months ago.
Oh shit! Wait, you know what? We pissed Jade off because someone called him out for saying that he was somewhere where he wasn't. Like he was like at a base or some shit, and someone called him out, and we've never seen him since. And like, then all of a sudden, this stuff starts getting stirred up. Maybe he got to work. What's up, Jade?
No way! Like that would be like the ultimate conspiracy. That like the whole time it was Jade behind the whole thing.
That's the way it.
You know
that's
what?
the way it works.
That's the way it works, boy. We found out.
Oh man! If that turned out to be true, this would be the best movie ever. All right,
No,
who had their hand up?
The best movie ever is you trace it back. It's like a Coen Brothers movie, and it's somebody wanted to talk, and Tupa muted them. That's why this is what it is.
Dude, you're fucking Zim, you're 100% right. Because all these people got pissed when I had a voice and I'm like, nah, you know what I mean? I cut them off and shit. That'd be.
Go ahead, Ken.
But let's clarify.
Hold on. All right. People have their hands up, right? So let's just not talk when people have their hands up because that's just rude. All right. Come on, Kent. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out why I'm hated by both sides and blocked by both sides, but don't get any part of what the fuck's going on. I mean, I'm not American. I don't get into all this Q shit, the fucking left and right. It's none of my fucking business. All I want to talk about is UAPs. That's all. I try to come to you with a fucking accidental discovery and you fucking ridicule me. I come to you with genuine photographs and you ridicule them. All of you. You too, Eric.
Yeah, it's because you're a dick. I never ridiculed you. Who did?
Eric.
Well, no.
I've got a good memory.
I'm not gonna get. No. Kent, you're right. You're 100% right so far. I can't disagree with anything you said, but I think the blame can't be evenly shared. I'll take it personally. I'll say for sure, I definitely ribbed you a couple times. We crack jokes because you like to cut in, but that was out of love. We wouldn't do that if we didn't love you, bro. Like you're in the circle. We just rib you sometimes.
I've had people. You think you guys don't get the stuff that I get. I've had people calling me a CIA agent, a fucking religious zealot, telling me they're going to come and find me and shoot me, find me from a long distance away and shoot me. I've had cars who may or may not have deliberately tried to run me off the road. So, I'd sort of take this stuff pretty seriously.
That's fair. It sounds like it's getting personal for you. I can't argue that. I apologize for
but Taylor calls everyone a CIA agent.
She does. That's fair.
Yeah,
and I thought that
it
was out of
wasn't
love
Taylor,
too.
and it wasn't anyone who I would. I mean, Taylor's an interesting young lady who I would absolutely never feel threatened by. No,
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think the issue, maybe is that you're an experienced gentleman, right? And in person, I think we would be showing you a lot more respect, honestly. Because I think your age would, show a little bit. But in spaces, we're all kind of like, we're a little too even. And you do deserve a little bit of respect. And I try to throw that your way. And I think you get it. I think you get a lot of respect from everybody in the room. I think they still throw that, and they recognize your like experience, not only with UFO stuff, but also you talk about a lot. You have the tons of experience. You're like fucking oil rig and all. You're a jack of all trades, bro, and you always come out with new shit that you do. I think everyone loves you for that. But we just also like ribbing you because you cut in, and that's fun. No one, you know what I mean? That's cool. But like, I gotta apologize for my role if I ever made you feel ostracized. That was never the thing, and I was my bad. And I think I said, I joked around one time. I fucked up and said some joke about your wife. And it wasn't really about your wife. It was your wife and you, and it wasn't personal. And you commented on it, and I gotta own that and say my bad. I'll never ever do that again. It wasn't anything personal. It was just again like I thought we were fucking around. Maybe I take things too far sometimes.
Okay,
So my bad.
Just to put it in perspective too, mate. The way I talk on here, and I've upset Logan, I've upset pretty much everyone. Imagine how I feel when it's one of the only outlets where I get to speak English. And my wife quite often is sitting less than 2 meters away from me. And she listens to people literally making a joke about how I'm a CIA agent and that they wouldn't be surprised to find out I get assassinated one day. Hang on, babe. So, I take that kind of stuff pretty seriously. And it's a joke. But you forget that, this is on the record for the next 10 years. And any fucking idiot who wants to decide that they're going to be the person to take out justice on someone that they feel has been wronged, then that maniac can find that person and do whatever they want. I never want to end up in the situation where that person tries to confront me.
Okay, Kimball's next. Go ahead, Kimball.
Hold on a second. Yeah, go ahead, Kimball.
Tonight's been fun, aggravating, a little bit vindictive. I mean, it was nice to see some people fuck up, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna bounce. I have to take a bubble bath. But I did just want to say, Eric, I think you're smart for recording that. I will now delete my recording of that space. I think sending that recording to Lou would be a good idea. I don't know that I would say like, yo, if you don't call this out, but don't play their game, right? You don't want to, but
No, I'm not going to send it to him. I'm just saying that let's just say a month from now, if we're at the same position we're at right now, then we'll have a group conversation and we'll decide as a group what we want to do. I'm not going to instigate anything. I'm still reaching out to the guy. I might contact him on the DM. He said yes. Tubacabra, hopefully he'll work with me. I'm going to try to squish this thing somehow. A big hill to climb. It may not be squished in the next few days. It may take a week or two, but I think it's squishable, and I'm going to give it a shot.
For sure, yeah. No, the first time you said it, it sounded like you were almost going to use it as a threat. And I was like, whoa, pump the brakes. But no, I think you got a handle on it. Thanks again, guys. Sorry this shit's so whack. Love you.
I love you too, brother. Let me just respond to Kent real quick. So, I was joking around. I joke around a lot in here. I mean, by the way, this is not like a space to like hate on any specific people or group. I know there's a lot of it's pretty one-sided right now. If anyone from like the other side wanted to come up and speak, that would always be cool. Of course, like you can defend yourself. So if anything's being said about you here, this is not like a place to hate on anybody. Although it is feeling like a lot one-sided right now. Although, yeah. The previous space maybe didn't allow for like the other side to be heard so much. So that's possibly why a lot is being said about it. But anyways, about Kent, I'm sorry if I ever, joked about you liking ladyboys or whatever, but I felt that you were, you could pretty much tolerate anything. You're just an old, kind of older gentleman at this point, right? And you're kind of a suspicious kind of cat, right? You're like an Australian that lives in Thailand. It's just kind of in a room full of conspiracy type people. It just you can understand how that could make them think certain things, although they probably aren't true. Like it just makes it funny to joke about, just because it's just fun to joke about. I mean, you get into jokes, right? Like remember that space
I
you
get it, Logan. Logan, I get it, mate. And the stuff I've said about you, I know you get upset about it. But where okay, where
no, just stuff you posted, not stuff you say to me in here.
Well, but the question I ask you, mate, is what can I bring? You saw King Milk fuck me as soon as he thought I was no longer useful to him. So, Obviously he did it to me as quickly as he did it to anyone else. What I'm saying to you is, mate, do I bring something to the table? Does the voice I bring and the questions I ask bring something to the table? Is that more important than the fact that I've got involved in this, not really knowing what was really going on, and said things that, both of us have said things. You've joked about putting shit on me as well in our private DMs. I just want to move on and be part of the community because I don't have a side. I'm not on King Milkfront's side. I'm not on your side. I'm not on Sam's side. I know there's a lot of weird shit that goes on in here, but I've got something to bring to the table. I know stuff. And unless we're talking, you're missing part of the picture. Whether you think it's important or not, that's what will decide whether or not you want to hear my voice,
Fair enough, Kent. I'm all on board with Kent.
Yeah, I realize that,
Actually,
and I think a lot of people here are on board with Kent, and I get that, and that's why. And I know I'm not going to harp on about things you've said or done or made me feel like certain ways. I just want to squash it honestly, just because I do think you bring value, and I think a lot of other people think so. So it sucked I had to block you. I didn't like that, but I was feeling a certain way because certain things were happening, and
Well,
I just want to move past it. Honestly, just stop posting things like
it
about
won't happen.
whatever, and
Okay,
like
I'll make a commitment
I'm
to you
cool.
now. I won't make any more posts about any personalities. All I ever want to post about is UAP. And Logan, look, if I didn't value you as a person, I wouldn't have tried to fuck around with you. I wouldn't keep trying to be involved in your spaces. So if I didn't think you added value to this community, mate, I wouldn't have tried as hard as I had. But after what I've been through, it's just hard for me to get down and kiss someone's ass because I don't do that shit.
Yeah,
We got a lot
I'm on
of
board.
I have to butt in real quick. I'm sorry. This is now the Kent show, and I'm sorry. It's you said it. I just feel like you backed yourself into a corner. Now you realize you have nowhere to go for an outlet. And the thing, 4 hours ago, you were screenshotting our Discord, tagging UFO Twitter in it, trying to fuel this bullshit. And now that you realize you have nowhere to go, you're like, oh, think about all the things I've been through. Do you see what we're going through, bro? And it's like, maybe you just shouldn't be a dick to people, and then it wouldn't be a big deal.
You're trying to say
He's
that
agreed
I'm
to
the
stop posting
only
stuff.
person in here who's been a dick to someone's screen.
Hold on. Let's but he wants to go ahead. He said he's gonna squash it. He's cooled out. He's gonna stop posting shit. So even though he's been doing certain things that annoy us, let's just try to move forward if we could. I mean,
yeah.
I
Screen
don't
had a
know.
right to make
I
that
just want to
point, though.
squash it.
Okay, let's hang it then too.
Yeah, screen. Has valid statements, of course. Go ahead, Tupa.
I want to just reiterate that I think that it's an important thing. I can't believe you should and can always fluidly move through groups however you want to. You definitely add value, and that's the reason you can move fluidly between groups. I'm never going to ostracize you. One of my best friends, for life. Remember, every other year in school, we would have an argument and we would stop talking to each other. We'd be like, we're never going to be friends again. You know what I mean? And then, like, of course, someone, it's like, you want to kick it after school? It's like, okay, cool, let's kick it. So it's like that. You know what I mean? And, we've been friends ever since the kindergarten and shit. So, that's just that there's an ebb and flow to this stuff, and you're good. But at the same time, do you acknowledge how you help fuel this stuff? Even screen set up to 4 hours ago.
100%.
Like that.
I
Like
acknowledge that, Tupac. I do acknowledge. I know Screen's upset, and I know he's got serious people having to go at him as well. What do you do? I'm an Australian who's never lived in America, but I know that at the moment in America, you guys have got the keys to, the global disclosure, and I can't help
yeah,
being
but
affected by it.
Well, welcome to the fold. No one knows what's going on. But at the same time, Screen's criticism was don't be a dick, maybe. And being a dick doesn't ostracize you. And we're all dicks, right? So, like, just like if the more that kind of stuff happens where we take it out in public, where we're like going to air out our shit in public instead of just sending a DM. So maybe the takeaway from this is just send a DM instead of airing that shit out, and it might be contained, and there might not be these huge ups and downs. It might just be a more mellow, straightforward thing, because we respect you. You can always hop in the DMs. I don't block you. No one should block Kent, and just
Yeah, and
Okay,
like
how
I
about
said
this?
to Logan,
DMs.
mate, it's over.
Out.
What I want to do
I
is,
think we.
like we said, move forward.
Okay. All right, real quick. I think we covered this quite well. Host, let's move. Ganga, please go ahead.
Well, since I got the final word, I would like to say, first of all, nobody here expects anyone else to be perfect. We're all imperfect, and we definitely probably have a long tail, before we came here. So the nice thing about this is that the spaces wouldn't be the same without a Kent or a Tupa or a red panda koala. So I think even if we all disagree, we'll definitely come back together eventually. And not necessarily do we have to agree on any of the topics. We can have our own opinion that are contrary to each other. But how sad it is to have King Mart. That's how I'll call him now, King Mart. Because he's like a trash filled, trash cart. How sad is it to exist having a community only based on trolling each other? That sucks. That's trash. That's not even worth living.
That's why we all have to come to an agreement to agree to disagree, if that's what we have to do, and move on.
Yeah. So, do we have any more hot topics that we want to address in this time that we have, or do we change the whatever you want to talk about, move into some other kind of productive conversation, or we want to lay in this bed for a little while longer? It's up to you guys.
I would like to ask Screen. Screen, I just want to ask you, mate. Look, I know you're related to the Knights Templar. I know one of your favorite artists is Eminem. He's also one of mine. I respect so many things about you. It bothered me that you and I don't know why we don't get along. All I want to ask you is, I do want to move on. I will not post any more negative shit about anyone except myself. Okay.
No, no, man. It's not, I get along with you, Kent. It's we just don't always get along, and it's just don't take everything so personal. Like if I drop you from the mic, it's not because I hate you. Sometimes it's just technical difficulties. But so it's like we can just, even if we disagree about something, just keep it pushing. It's no big deal.
Yeah, done, mate, done. No, I want to be part of our community, and we've got to look. I heard something the other night about people actively wanting to decide who are part of this community, and that is not good for any of us. That's not good for you. It's not good for any of us at all. We've got to find a way to have everyone hearing the same thing. I know I'm just a dick from Australia, but we've got to find a way to bring everyone together, because there is an active program to keep us apart.
Yeah, I agree. So there's I have like certain issues with people, right? And I the thing I'm interested in is letting this community like move forward past all this. I just want to like focus on like UFOs if we could, like all this other stuff's just kind of bullshit. And I think the best we can hope for is just to kind of all get along, right? Even if I have certain feelings about something, like I'm just gonna kind of try to ignore that, just for the sake of us all getting along, because that's the best we could hope for, I think. And I don't know any other way to like, if certain people aren't going to apologize, I'm just going to have to accept that. And they just are certain people, and
Logan.
just going to have to accept them for themselves, right? I'm not talking about you, Ken.
Okay.
I just mean other
Well, I
people.
apologize.
But
I apologize. Okay.
But Logan, if
Okay,
I
Ken.
need to, I can get every state legislature for the law, so everybody knows exactly what not to say to somebody in case somebody gets offended or wants to call the cops or wants to go and report somebody or so forth as well, if I need to.
But
That way
yeah,
you actually had the mandates of every state law in the United States. I've got a couple of you already in my inbox. I've just seen your state laws and federal laws to you guys as well.
yeah. Personally, I'm not interested in bringing the the law into this, but I know other people are, and I'm cool with that. But yeah, let's just try
Just
to all
that
get along
way,
as best we could and forgive
right.
and forget, right? It's the best we could do. Go ahead, Ganga.
I also want to point out something that King Mark said that
Oh wait,
is
hold on. I
definitely
said
not
that
true.
wrong. Forgive but don't forget. I think it's the term. But go ahead, Ginga.
Yes.
Yeah. There's something, a premise that King Mark tried to push in the other space that is definitely false. UFO Twitter spaces, they're only maybe like a year old. Eventually, people are going to start spreading out. Like, Old Vet has his own spaces with his own topics. Tupa has his own. Logan has his own. They're not the same. They don't cover the same areas. Eventually, it's going to start branching out. It's eventually going to have a lot of more options for people to go to. It's not just a click, that Tupa is like the overlord and he can only talk about, or Logan is the black, lord of everything, and only you can talk about it in there and stuff. No, it's going to spread out. So that bullshit that he's trying to say that oh, we got to get rid of these people because otherwise there's not going to be a UFO Twitter spaces that it's going to be dominated by them. Eventually, people are going to pick up the mic and they're going to make their own rooms and they're going to spread out. There's nothing unique about any of those spaces that we make. Other people are going to have different ideas and they're going to take it elsewhere.
Yeah, man, this is a capitalist place, right? Democracy. So, like, if people just aren't interested in like anything that this space has to offer, they can always just go to another space, and people will join that space instead of whatever other space they feel is not the right one, right? The people decide like what to support, so it's on each person, Like, no overlord's going to take control and rule everything because the people always decide what room they want to join and support, right? So, go ahead, Supercabra.
I agree 100%, Ganga. That's the reason why I was using that gang shit. It's because I realized that this is just a spaces war. Did you notice that he's like, I'm going to be hosting spaces, so just check it out on Thursday. So it's like, yo, do your thing. That's dope. Like, everyone should be doing them. This is starting to feel less like a personal attack and more like a random marketing attempt to like kind of push a thing, which is even worse when you're having when your marketing agents out there going like, fuck you, bitch, to people who are suffering because of your behavior. That's crazy. That's one way to go about it. Probably not going to work out. I'm not the expert. I'm just saying. But yeah, the spaces wars. I think that would be a really interesting spin on it. That's pretty much all this is. It'd be a fun script to write.
I could tell you now. I'm going to be going into those spaces. I'm going to be curious what's said, and if I see an opportunity to say something that I think adds value, I'll jump in there.
Hell yes.
I'm going to have fun with it, but I'm not going to troll the guy. I promised I wouldn't, so I'm going to keep my word.
I think that's the way. Yeah. Move fluidly through all the spaces. There's no boundaries. You're never going to see me, and no one has ever seen me in their DMs going, oh my God, why are you in there? Pop up. Tell me if I was in your DMs. Pop up right now. Show me, show me if I was ever in your DM saying, why are you in that space? Why are you in? That would be wild. You know what I mean? We're all just kind of doing it. I think it's always supposed to be like that. I loved seeing more people in the spaces because it got exhausting doing 8-hour spaces. Logan, I don't know how you do it. But yeah, spaces wars, yo. Go to wherever one you want. I might pop in there. It might be fun. I don't know.
How dare you? 8 hours, bro? I just did it like an over 2-day one.
I know.
That is where
I'm saying.
I'm an insane maniac. Thank you. I'm an insane. Thank you.
Didn't I say hour 40 or something? You were nearly going through. Anyway, one thing.
Oh yeah, so yeah, 2.5. Wait, two. I think it was 2 days and 7 hours. I think, but I'm not sure, something like that. But I beat my own record.
Well, for what
that's what it was really all about, by the way.
I think one of the reasons why those guys come after these spaces is because the stories, whether we believe them or not, the stories and the discussions we have in these spaces are deep and they're important, and people know that there's real stuff being discussed, whether people agree with all the shit that's gone on or not. One of the reasons why this has become an issue, I think, is because we talk about some really important good stuff. And the more that we're talking about that, more people will stay in the spaces. And I don't want to be a host. I want to sit in on these spaces and then try not to annoy people in an annoying way,
Go ahead, Truth Seeker.
I mean, yeah, because the space wars have been happening. But if you guys didn't notice, Mr. Cardano's been holding spaces like us. There are 5 congressmen on here that have been holding UAP spaces. Elon Musk people have been holding spaces while you guys have been doing this. And in here, there are actually 29 new spaces in the last 2 weeks. Also, Raytheon, the aerospace company, one of their vice presidents has been hosting UAP.
Dude,
And
you
if you
should have
guys
told
don't
me.
know this,
Didn't know that.
Raytheon and PAE, if you look it up, has currently 1,217 jobs open. Guess where at, guys? Antarctica.
Yeah, there's another
Interesting
company doing
timing of
that.
everything.
There's another company doing that too, guys.
Cleared out the spaces and right in time for the big corporations to start hosting.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that's what they're
a good
doing.
point. Go ahead, Eric.
I have a friend. I think Logan doesn't like him, but he's working out there in Antarctica as a contractor for Raytheon. So yes, I want to co-sign what Truth just said. I don't know that that's good news. What's happening out there? I don't know that that's good news for humanity.
Right.
Wait, what's his name again?
Eric Heckler. Hecker.
Right.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know you
so
don't like.
I think he's just a giant bullshitter. I think I don't know. He just never said anything to me personally. I don't have anything personally against him. I just think he's a giant liar. Go ahead, Super Clever.
He could be.
I just kind of wanted this to be the last part of it, of this aspect of it. In the comments or down in the thing, I did post, which I posted earlier, which I wanted to say, which was just the apology, one of the many apologies I posted in that Discord during this kind of spiral that I had, and then evidence that I went to therapy. So just my confirmation to get therapy after that. So there's been a lot of people saying that was bullshit, and I know it's just word versus word.
That
And
was
I
the
think
basis of his entire slander, if I recall correctly.
Yes, it was absolutely the basis of the slander, that I never, like, the apology was bullshit. They just wanted to cut my fucking legs off. You know what I mean? That's all it was just, no matter what I would have said, no matter what the apology would have been, it would have never been perfect enough. But they came after me and said, like, I never spent a year in fucking, I didn't have the worst year of my goddamn life, and I didn't have to work through it. You know what I mean? That's crazy. And it's a weird, that's when I say trauma farming. I'm not just talking about what they did to, like, that suicide hotline bullshit. That Reddit account wasn't mine, but anyway, it's down there. Fucking, that was the basis of this dude shit. It was all bullshit. Everything this dude said was 100% factual, was not. That's why he used those extra words, like 100% and guarantee. What did fucking Chris Farley say? And Tommy Boy? You don't guarantee something that works, right? That's just a guaranteed piece of shit. Like, that's all it is. It's going to break, because you just have to keep on over, like, compensating for the fact that there's nothing to it. I hate having to share that shit at all. I hate that it came to that. I hate the fact that, like, someone brought it to the fact that you got to share your medical history and, like, the worst part of your life over and over and over again in order to participate. You have to wear this badge, this fucking, armband that's like, yo, you fucked up. Okay, cool. So I can't get in. I can't do
Scarlet
this.
letter.
No, you
Exactly
didn't have
what
to
that
do that,
shit
man.
is.
I brought it up there in the thing. Like, even if, like, what he said about, like, you lying about those things was true, like, it doesn't matter. Like, you apologized. Like, even if you were lying about that shit, it doesn't even matter. So, like, you don't have to post it. I mean, I guess you felt you had to, but I understand that. But his whole argument is bullshit. I think everyone in here, or I don't know, most people, I'd like to think, are smart enough to, like, realize, like, the bullshit that gets talked. Like, you don't just hear, like, one side of an argument and then take that as, like, the gospel, right? Before you come to, like, a conclusion about something, you got to hear both sides always. And then there's always the third side, right? So anyone doing that's either dumb or has some kind of agenda. So yeah. Anyway, go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to mention to you, Logan, I can probably screenshot a couple of things for you, but there is real work going on in Antarctica at the moment. And I sort of applied for one of the jobs, more as an experiment than, they still didn't sort of reject me yet. But anyway, the job description included supervising military personnel, which I found very fascinating. So maybe some of that Raytheon stuff is real.
And they also now want you to, they have drivers available, guys, snow fork drivers available, everything else like that. I'm like, okay, so what are they building?
What aren't they building? So yeah, Lockheed Martin, as far as I know, is hiring out there currently. But yeah,
Yes, Lockheed Martin through PAE, the other side of their company, with the balloon company. Yeah, it's PAE for Lockheed Martin.
so if we can just move along now, what is or are they building exactly? What are their plans out there? Anyone know?
I mean, well, if you actually look at Google Earth, you can go in one area of the aspect where you can follow the Cobb River, and it is actually unfreezing, and the tundra is melting over there. So you are actually seeing nothing but green grass now in one area. So there's no telling what they're really doing. I mean, when they're hiring that many people and they're wanting 25 drivers for buses, for all sorts of shit, they need maintenance guys. It says they need a runway technician and everything else. What type of base are they building?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Absolutely no doubt. Raytheon and Lock. I mean, you just no. They're doing something, and I guarantee you it's classified.
Can I just quickly mention, Logan? This is my other account because the other account was blocked. I'm going out, but I wanted to let you know. The stuff that's
Oh yeah, I'll go ahead and unblock you if I have you blocked still. I'll go ahead and undo that. My bad.
yeah, but some of that stuff with what's going on in Antarctica involves they expect you to have ravine experience, ground penetrating radar experience, be able to supervise military personnel. So it sounds like they're doing research into the geography around there, with the intention of building bases or finding out if there are bases there. That's just straight up the best thing I know.
Go ahead, Tupac.
We were talking earlier today about that these like spheres, right? Those metallic spheres. Who else was in that room? The dude.
I
You talking
was.
about the Jeremy Corbell spears you're talking about?
Yeah. We had
Yep.
a post-disclosure world or something like that. Is that what it was? Disclosure Revolution? Maybe that's
Yes,
what it was.
Disclosure Evolution.
It was very, very interesting. Super deep conversation. These guys are like really into it, and I guess there's a bunch of shit that's about to come out. That's always, I guess, the word on the street, right? Something's about to come out, but yeah, the momentum kind of seems to work. It keeps getting mentioned lightly, and then like more and more, and then the most recent one being the Jeremy Corbell photograph, which I think might be a still from a video. So, what are you guys' thoughts on that shit?
Okay, I'll say that it's illegal. But what we saw in that picture, I mean, if Mick West will probably just say, you know what, that's fine, but that's not really evidence. I mean, it's evidence, but to me, you can't bring that picture into court and say, here it is, done deal, case closed, give me my money. And I'm not talking shit about Jeremy Corbell. I'm just that's not enough evidence to get me excited.
It's not evidence of anything. No photo will ever be evidence of alien intervention or whatever's going on. I actually woke up late today because I had been up for so long. So does anyone want to fill me in, like what that orb thing is about?
I started with Eric Swalwell. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name. He's a congressman. SWALWELL. He's the one that actually started it up like a week ago on Twitter. That is all the information that I do know.
Wait, started what up? That you started posting those pictures?
Started talking about the pictures that are people posting about it and actually saying that the UAP does exist and more information is fixing to come to light from his office.
Oh shit! Wait, so who was he again?
His name is Eric SWALWELL. He actually has posted on Twitter as well about that and about Raytheon and them actually looking for people for jobs in Antarctica. So that's where I got that information at.
What state? Can you say what state he represents?
I want to say he represents California Northern District and not Southern District, but I know he's California.
As a congressman, you said he is?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Look up Representative Eric Swalwell, I want to say. How you pronounce it? I may be saying it wrong.
Hey, I noticed Paul B. Murphy is in here. What's up, Paul? Did you have anything to say?
Didn't Swalwell have some like spy scandal or something recently, like a year or two ago?
Correct. Yes.
Wait. Who was a spy accusation? Is that what you said?
I
There
think
were some
someone on his staff was a
accusations.
spy or something.
Yes, from Russia, and there's one also from Uzbekistan as well.
Oh man, that's annoying. What's up, Becky?
Hey, what's up? How are you guys?
How's the Shadow? I haven't seen him around lately.
He's okay. He's around.
He's the Shadow.
You heard about the whole yelling in the street post?
Of course.
That was the last time I talked to him. But he's doing okay, apparently. We're still friends, just not close friends.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be what's up, Red Panda?
There's a lot of
I think maybe his speaker looks like it's open, but I don't think it is. Is it?
No, I'm gonna go to listening though, but I hope everyone has positive vibes, and I hope one day Tupa and King Milkfart have a space that's only about UAP.
Oh my.
That would be awesome. Hey,
That'd be a borderline miracle right there. But it's not out of the question, but borderline miracle.
That would have to be a miracle. So, I mean, who released those photos? I mean, so Swalwell was the first person to release those photos, but today's the first time like it's popped up in our community.
I believe so.
So Doty told me about several congressmen and people like this Eric guy that he said that like I'll send him this tweet. I'll send it to him, and he'll either say that guy's part of our team, or he'll say he'll say something else. But I've sent several tweets to him in the last week, and he'll say that guy's part of our team. So I don't ask him who's on the team. Give me all the names. I want to know because I want to go tell everybody. But I think that Tuba's got he's still on the fence about Doty, maybe on the backside, not on the front side. But I still have hope for Doty. Go ahead, Tuba.
I really like Doty, the way he talks and the way he presents himself and the kinds of conversation he has. He's very responsive to questions. He's very honest. He's very fast with them. He doesn't really seem like he's planning things out. Seems like he's trying to make sure he's navigating a bunch of NDAs and probably all kinds of classifications and stuff. But I think that, I don't vouch for anything he says. I just like the way he says it. And I don't think that by nature of him being around or being questioned is in any way a danger, because we're all supposed to have our own, discernment. We're all supposed to have that. You're not supposed to ever believe any one person for anything. You got to be able to contrast and compare what they're saying to the things that you know to be true or don't know to be true. You cannot just be like, oh, Doty's in the room, so he's not preaching to nobody. I've never heard him be like, this is the way it is, and that's the only way it is. It just seems like he is there to answer questions. I don't believe he knows everything, so it's not a danger. But some people really over exaggerate the presence of other people. Like, people really can't handle the fact that there's other opinions and there's other vibes in the room, and I don't understand the danger that people really say, like, oh, they draw these hard lines, and I'm just not one of those dudes. Am I on the fence? No, but yes. So maybe about the stuff that he says, I just don't know if it's true until I back it up. But I store it all, and I think that's really important because he has a lot of access and a lot of information. So why not store it and then just wait for it to come up later if it does, and if it doesn't, then it was probably bullshit, or you just never could verify it. But it's not doctrine. None of this is doctrine. We're just shooting in the dark and shit.
Yep, I agree.
100% back that up. Just go ahead and any information you get from anyone, just put it in a unverified information box, and stuff that is verified, put that in the verified information box. You know what I mean? Just kind of treat it like that. There you go.
I mean, I know I'm a nerd. I know I have a lot of information, but I know I get annoying sometimes. So if I get annoying, all you guys got to do is say, hey, Truth, sit your ass down, be quiet for a minute. And I won't get hurt. Just saying.
I'm cool with that. I'll go ahead and take you up on that if it happens.
Kent's the only guy that I might mute, and possibly Chupacabra, but probably not.
I think it's big of people that are like annoying. You know, some certain people, you know, we all feel like certain ways about. But when those people like bring up like I know I can be this or that and just bring it to my attention, I think that's what I guess you'd say like insightful of them maybe or big of them to go ahead and do that. So yeah, I mean he says right there like he's cool with it. So I mean he'd rather people like bring it to his attention than probably just be annoying to people. Right.
Because I was that nerd that got locked in the locker. I was that nerd that got thrown in the trash can. I was that nerd that got like wedgied up in the shower, guys. I would read the encyclopedias from front to back, from 1933 issue all the way to 2005 issue. Just saying, when I was in school, while everybody else was out doing their thing, having their girlfriends, going to parties, going to football after parties, stuff like that, I was the book nerd who did everybody's homework for them.
Right on. You're a smart fucker, dude. That's why I called you, and I knew that I needed to be your friend. I like smart people.
And my brain just overloads sometimes, guys. So that's why I said, if I get annoying, that's cool. Just tell me, hey, sit down, shut up.
Yeah, you bring a lot of value. I think you got a ton of fucking information, and yeah, I mean, high school sucked, man. I hated high school. I got kicked out actually, but yeah.
If one of you guys could actually live with me, I'm just saying, we could become billionaires and trillionaires because I've got like 50 different fucking designs and patents, like almost all the way completed, but I can't focus on one project.
But by the way, Zim, I know your hands up, but Dr. Fred Rogers, I like the new face.
Yeah,
go ahead, Zim.
Thank you. You truth seekers, sit down and shut up, please.
I'm in deal with truth already. It's just a verbal agreement. I'm being serious, and he'll give me the thumbs up. I'm on the list. He's got 2 movie projects, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And I said, I need to talk to you because I might have your 3rd project. So he's kind of cleared his slate. I think it's maybe later this year or early next year, but we're going to sit down. Is that a true conversation, Mr. Truth?
Yes, it is.
And I'm going to offer a job to Tupacabra. If this deal goes down and Tupacabra has skills that can contribute to the project, he's going to get the call.
I've just got all the equipment. You guys bring all the other stuff.
Go ahead, Zim. Zim.
Hey, I just want to point out that Kent did interrupt 2 times since the 35-minute ago start back for him. So Lacey had her surgery today. If everything went well, anybody hear any updates? Let's pray for her. She's probably out of it and healing. That was a hell of a surgery from what she was describing, man. So let's put her good thoughts and prayers toward her. And
God bless Lacey.
Yeah, man. Talk to you guys.
Okay, right on. Yeah, everyone's sending like a special prayer out for Lacey. She's getting some like serious surgery done on her back because it's, wow, man, was it like her 6th surgery now? Like it's pretty fucked up. So, but also, I don't know about anybody else, but I know for me, I don't have any political affiliations to left or right. I think a lot of people misinterpret some of the things I say as being pushing a right-wing agenda, and that could be actually, you know, a lot of things I say could be, you know, very right-wing type people like shit they push, but I think they're both fucking shitholes. Yeah.
Facts.
You know, left wing, right wing, they both say and do crazy shit that is ridiculous. So
no, let's be honest, dude. Come on. In the early 2000s, the Republicans were off the fucking rails. And then it switched with Clinton. It started going off the rails on the fucking left side. And I don't know how old you are. I'm like, I think I'm 43. But it was like, yeah, dude, no, I agreed with the Republicans for a minute. And then it went off the rails. Then I agreed with the Democrats for a minute. Then it went off the rails. Then you're just sitting there like, well, I don't agree with either of them.
There you have it. Yeah, so what do we do now? Do we create some third party? I mean, I don't know. There's already plenty, like the independent party. There's other parties, right? I don't know. Go ahead, Tupa.
Honestly, I just fucking give up, dude. Like I gave up the idea that any of these parties are for me or really against me. They're just representatives of two different brands so that our tribalism can go to our core being of being citizens.
Well, there's
And
some there's some core issues that really I think. Sorry.
No, I was just making a break sound because I wanted to finish what I was my
Oh.
thought, but
And
I appreciate your
unfortunately,
input.
hold on though. This is where it gets tough. Is because I understand what she's about to say. Hey, there's.
Let's let Tupa finish what he's got in his head there, and just throw your hand up. We'll get right to you afterwards.
You know what? I've said a lot, and I really, really appreciate Kartott making that splash. Let's just go with it. I'm down with it. I'm down with it.
Was it Kartott or Carrot?
Kartott.
Yeah, I don't know. I fucked that. Kartott. Sorry, I fucked your name up. My bad.
Yeah, no, it was just a quick comment that to me it's not so much the party, it's the the issues or whatever they're important to you. Like for me as a woman, it's abortion, right? It just depends on what's important to you. It's not necessarily one party or the other.
That's a good point, but sometimes parties stand for those things, right?
Yeah.
They
Oh,
pick pivotal
absolutely. Right
issues
now,
that.
I'm totally riding with the Democratic Party because it's on their platform. Right. Yeah.
See, that's great, right? So like we find different like things that we decide, right, that we're basically hard lined about, where we're not going to accept a gray area. It's this or nothing, right? And I think that's great because there should be these things about us and our morals or ethics or whatever we think, right? Stand up for your values, stand up for what you believe in, always against all odds. But it is interesting how some of these debates and issues seem to be really targeting things that are always going to be 50-50. So that way a party or a person or a group or an agenda can always just basically kind of like poke at that raw nerve in order to get the maximum amount of allegiance and tribalism from this particular debate. And I wonder, like, do we ever notice that? Do we notice that these particular debates are always going to be this or nothing? You know what I mean? They're just hard line, and
The
the stuff
same.
involves.
What you're saying is it's going to be the same Groundhog's Day over and over again.
And in the end, nothing changes, right?
Well,
So like
and some of that's deliberate. Just as the Twitter algorithms are deliberate, right? It's the divide and get people hyped up on two sides of an issue. It's the same with political parties. They're basically pulling the same triggers.
Yeah, I don't think in the end anything's going to get done, right? So we have like politicians are famously like they don't do shit they say they're going to do. I mean, sometimes shit gets done, but I think they can promise shit that they know is going to if they've been bought off already, like then they can go ahead and be like, so you can promise this, you can promise this, we'll agree to this before you ever campaign, so it'll make you look good in the end because you fulfilled that promise.
I can cut your whole argument off at what the fuck did they need to do from the start? They didn't need to do shit.
What do you mean?
I know Dr. Fred's going to get mad if we don't get to him soon.
Oh, that's a good point, Dr. Fred. Sorry about
Real
that.
quick, put your hand up. We're going to go with hands now, guys. Just so you know, we're going to go with hands.
Yeah, go ahead, Dr. Fred.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Hi.
And I like what Carrot Top had to say, and I wanted to just briefly just say a few words. I've been monitoring this situation as of recent that's been happening in this UFO Twitter. And I've been monitoring it from my situation room that I have. I have my own situation room, just like Wolf Blitzer. And what I have noticed a couple things is that all of these things that have been happening truly go against the grain of what many of us talk about, and especially when it comes to epistemology. If you study the philosophical texts, and what I mean by that is, think of all the time that that we have spent, people have spent on different arguments and stuff. And when it comes down to it, we are talking about knowledge and the quest for knowledge that we all seek. And along with that quest of knowledge on people's journeys, many times will come ego death, which is an important thing to talk about because it really shouldn't matter what people think of us. If people like us, if people don't like us, if somebody doesn't like what we say, if somebody doesn't like, something we said a year ago, it that stuff really shouldn't matter to us because why would we care? We would only care if we have some internal thing that's seeking to validate that what that they said is not true. But we know internally what is true. Each one of us knows what we stand for. And so, in this quest of knowledge, we all just need to truly love who we love and love who we hate. We must love all, regardless of what they say. We love all beings, regardless of their opinion, because that's the only way, truly, that we will ever move forward. With all these things that have been happening lately, there's a lot that's been happening in the world that we have missed because of the distraction that has come from the consequence of some of these arguments and things. A lot of things. And that's what's important in this quest. What's important is to be in the present, in the moment now, not in the past, but right here, right now, because this is a critical time in the world. And we just need to love one another and embrace knowledge, and together we can truly be free.
Amen. Praise, Dr. Fred. Praise the cash. Truth, go ahead. Then we're going to go down to Robert.
I mean, he just hit that with the bull and the fucking horn right there, guys. I mean, exactly facts. To worry about what each other thinks of each other at the end of the day because we know who we are. But yeah, I agree with all you guys.
Go ahead, Robert.
I just wanted to say, if anyone thinks for 1 second that these politicians don't only think about their power and their money, like you are mistaken. Like it's gone so off the rails, like so off the rails. It's like divide and conquer, and so we're they divide us and separate us and make us think we have different morals and ideals, but like somebody said about being a kind, loving human being, like that's what makes America great. That is the ultimate thing. And Ross Perot during the presidential debate ruined it. And since that time, like there's only been the Republicans and Democrats invited to the debate, and the questions are fielded, and it's like programmed and scripted, and it just like it is a complete fucking disaster. And at my age, I never in a million years thought we would be like going over the things we're going over, like Roe versus Wade. Like, oh my God, it's like, gay rights, women's rights. Like, fuck, dude. Like, are you kidding?
Okay, fair enough. Settled, go ahead, or Seattled.
Second time was right. The good doctor that was just speaking, can I talk to you, my friend?
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Dr. Fred can handle anything. He's our God. He's our guru and our Lord in heaven. Amen.
Hell yeah, dude. I like that. Am I able to? Is he speaking? If he's speaking, I can't hear him.
No, you're speaking. You got the floor, brother. Go for it.
Oh, I wanted to talk to him.
Fred, say hello to Seattle. Fred, Dr. Fred, say
Hello,
hello.
I'm here now. What's going on?
Hey, so you got to remind me. It's unfortunate. In between our the last gentleman just obfuscated my train of thought because he was good, and I did follow him, and I forgot where you left off. Can you remind me where you left off?
About how everything in our society, like at my age, I am like devastated that we're still going over and discussing things that
The
I thought,
bullshit that fucking I knew already.
well, things that were already like settled,
They were settled, and now we're rediscovering how they could be changed.
Hey,
bro,
what
are we talking about? Bro,
No,
listen,
he
bro.
understands me. Chill out. He understands what I'm saying. Like,
Okay, but
we're
just kind
saying
of
the
be
same
gentle.
thing.
Kind of be gentle. Just we're gonna kind of tone it down a little, brother. Bring the energy down from a 10 to about an 8. Just share.
You
Make your
can't
point.
do that.
Make
I'm
your
a
point.
diamond down here, dog. They just made me a diamond.
All right, fair enough. Well, make a point. We want to hear what you got to say. Make your point.
No, I want to correspond with my new friend.
Why? Before you
And you
become
let
friends.
ideas bounce off each other, he's fine. You're
All
sticking
right.
up for a person who is exactly fine.
Fair enough. We'll see if he wants to go at it. Go ahead.
The rest of us aren't fine, though. You're killing us.
Well, then, I don't know why you're uncomfortable. It doesn't make sense to me.
Can you
You're
just
kind of yelling.
All right, bro.
I'm
Just make
kind of
do
just
this.
energetic.
Make a point so we can know where you want to go with this, so we can kind of figure out where
Well,
you want to go.
you've done a good cover to make me forget what I was even getting at with my friend. He's fine. He's not upset. You're getting it doesn't even make sense why you're talking in the middle of him and I talking.
It's called Twitter.
It doesn't make sense why I let that go on for so long. I apologize to y'all.
Dude, obviously he doesn't know it's called Twitter Spaces.
and this is an open intellectual conversation, right?
Right. So yeah, let's just tone it down. Like, there's no reason to get upset. I know some people might have been, imbibing or whatever. That's cool. I don't mind people in here doing whatever it is they want to do, but at the same time, just keep it cool, right? Go ahead, Dr. Fred.
So it's important to remember one thing is that not everybody, and this is just how the matrix works, not everybody gets to jump on the same life raft when the boat is sinking. And what I mean by that is that everybody in here is important. We're all important, but we all have our own journeys, our own awakenings that we're going through. And every single person in here plays a pivotal role in each other's journey. Some people will come and go, and they'll come in and out. And if that happens, everything is happening because it's destined to happen for that reason. And so, as we move forward, we mustn't be sucked into any type of. There's no point for a healthy debate is good in life, but we cannot let ourselves get distracted by things that just have no real purpose, right? Our journey here is for knowledge, and we must never forget that knowledge.
Fred, let me run this by you real quick. So we got the IQ, which is the intellectual aspect, but then we've got the EQ, which is the emotional aspect. And so where there might be intelligent people that could have some sort of their emotional IQ may not be the same as others. So that's what we're dealing with here. We've got people like I said, Milk Fart is not a stupid man. I'm not sure what his emotional IQ is, but I would suggest as a friend, as another human being, that he should look at that. And everybody should look at that.
Yes, and we must all remember too that there's a big difference between the definition of intelligence and the definition of somebody being smart. The definition of intelligence is the ability to acquire and apply knowledge. That's it right there. So,
and don't forget about talent.
I think the police are coming for you, Dr. Fred. You better run for it.
they're not actually. So. And if they were, see, this is my point. If they were, I wouldn't care.
He's
It does not affect me.
Yeah, and nothing is really. I think that guy said earlier, like whatever he was talking about, like it's settled. I don't necessarily agree. I don't think anything really is ever. If someone has a different viewpoint, then maybe they should be heard as well, even if a point is settled, right? I mean, not that the point should or the settled thing should change, but just that let's hear him out. Don't quiet somebody because something has been settled, right? I mean, I don't know. That seems
Yes,
reasonable.
we should all agree to. We can agree to disagree. That's part of the journey. Is doing that.
You talking about settled law or settled opinions?
Yeah, settled law. Not that the law should change, but it's up to the people to decide, like,
well,
what should change
in
when,
the
right?
case of women, we now have less rights than a corpse over our organs and what we want to do with our organs, right?
Right.
Now, in the case,
That doesn't seem right,
yeah,
but
and that was
it's not up to me.
I support women's rights 100%. I mean that sincerely. A woman, just like a man, should be able to do whatever they want with their bodies, and nobody should be able to interfere. I totally, whether you hate me or love me for that, but that's my position.
Yeah.
I don't disagree.
Yeah. So I just wanted to clarify if you were talking about settled law versus settled opinion on some of the topics we were talking about.
Yeah, and settled law doesn't mean that it's right? I think we can all agree on that. Just because, like, I think whatever you're talking about, the women's body thing, I think is like now a law. That's a great example. It doesn't make it right, or I don't know.
No, it is not a law. That's the problem. It was, and it's been overturned. So we no longer have rights. It's the same as if you decided African Americans were no longer.
That's what I was saying. I was saying it is law now, right? It's law now.
No, it is not. It is not. It was
overturned. But you just said it got overturned.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah. It's
and my point was
I misunderstood.
I thought that was
hold on, Robert. Let her finish.
Discussion.
Yeah, I know. I thought
no, Robert,
maybe I misunderstood you. It was settled law that it was overturned, so it's no longer a right. The right is gone. It's gone. So it's no longer settled law.
That right can come back. I mean, that's kind of the ebb and flow, right? You guys are going to have to fight for it now, unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where we were talking about the two parties and so on and so forth. Well, there happens to be one party that's strongly behind reinstituting that right. So that's where you lean into that party because that's an important, issue for, at least for me.
Where they get us is this is where they get us. You can have a party and they might support certain rights, like let's say women's rights, for example, but you may not support some of the other things that they support. So we kind of get stuck, like to support the Democrats or the Republicans, depending on what they support. If they support a certain right that's been taken from us or that we feel violates us, and that's what's fucked up about politics. It shouldn't be that way.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. There are issues that I don't agree with, that are, Democrats support. But, it's just that, there are some things that for me personally, and I think probably for most women, that are so fundamentally basic that it's just, it's the only flagship we have right now that's fighting for it is the one Democratic Party.
Right, and I don't want to say anyone here is like wrong or right. I'm just kind of saying that like the people should always, the majority of the people should always be the ones behind like if something is right or wrong, whether even the majority of people are right or wrong. It's
Well, that's the
whatever it
problem with
is.
majority rule is that that's how we got slavery, right? Because it was a majority white populace that kept slavery the land of the law. So it can't always be majority rule. Some things are just right because they're right, and you have to stand up for that.
But then okay, so if it wouldn't be majority rule, which would be the right one, then I don't know. How do you what would your suggestion be other than majority rule?
Well, you fight for the issues you want to make them it took what, decades and a war to free people from slavery, right? So at some time, at some points you have to go against the majority because they're wrong, just like the majority in Nazi Germany was wrong. So it might take a fight. It might take, whether it's a physical fight or a legislative fight.
Yeah, I agree totally. Like those people, like there's that thing like as every American, like it's your duty to like oppose laws that you believe are unjust.
Yes.
That's your duty, and I totally 100% agree with that. And yeah, majority rule like doesn't mean it's right, of course. Like I was saying, like but that gives everyone equal power, I think, and I think that's brilliant. Well, I don't know about equal, but well maybe. But yeah, what you said still, I think I was totally behind still. But I was saying if it wasn't majority rule though. What would you suggest besides majority rule?
Well, I think you have to, elect legislatures. Excuse me, I can't talk tonight. Legislators, who will put into place judges who are fair and over time will make a decision, right? Because this came from the court. This did not come from, the legislature or president. This was SCOTUS deciding this. I'm not a professional politician, so I can't give you a recipe. But
do you think the system we have now is the best system, like the best option we have?
It's all we got right now. I mean,
What's sure, but if it could be different, I mean, do you think like majority rule is better than the system we have now, or do you think what we have now is better than majority rule?
It's the same question.
I don't understand the difference. Yeah.
Oh, well, the difference is politicians, judges, they all get bought off, and they all do whatever they want anyway.
Right.
So that's what it goes against majority rule, I think, in that case.
Well, you're talking about majority rule as in the electorate or the representatives that they elect. In other words, having a majority in the House.
Yeah, this is like the thing, like getting into like I don't know. I don't really know the solution to this issue, but I just meant like, and this wouldn't be possible if we could all like agree to whatever on certain things, like in the House and on certain laws, because there's just too many things to do. Like we just have to have people that represent us to kind of do that full time, So I don't know what the solution is.
I don't either.
I don't.
It's not perfect. I mean, like I said, it takes Roe, which was settled law, took many, many decades to achieve through, people fighting for it with their legislators, with, making sure that they appoint judges that were fair, all the things that you go through to try to get this done. And a case finally made it to the Supreme Court and it decided, yes, a woman has rights over her own body. This was in 1970, I think. And it also, but it was basically also a decision about privacy. So when they overturned Roe, they also overturned privacy. And that, I don't think we've really totally understood that. So, the whole HIPAA thing, the privacy of medical information and so on and so forth. In theory, that's gone.
Yeah, you, Kartott, not to cut you off, but we appreciate you. We got 3 hands up. I think it was Robert and then Fred.
Yep, I'm good. Thanks.
And I
Robert.
wanted to say, one of the things about democracy is majority rules. And in our government, there are three bodies, and they're supposed to like when the pendulum goes too far, there's a correction. There's a mitigating factor to it that brings it into alignment with that's supposed to be what's best for the people. And that is fundamental. That is fundamental about our American government is the fact that majority does rule.
Go ahead, Fred.
I was just going to say that slavery is, well, in fact, still existing today, where society has been conditioned to not notice it as much. Servitude and debt. And so when the gold standard was abolished and fractional reserve currency was created, it has created a society that is enslaved, where if you don't pay the person at the top, you can have your things taken away from you. You can have your land taken away from you. The State Department, if you don't pay your percentage to the governments, the State Department can revoke your passport, taking away a person's right to travel. It's very alive and well. It's just in a different form than it was, but it is very much reminiscent of the serfdom in the British Isles and feudal Europe. Thank you.
Yeah.
History repeats itself. Hold on, we're going to go to Enigma, and then we'll go back to you, Kartott. Go ahead, Enigma.
Oh, I'll pass for now. I forgot what I was going to say.
No, I was just going to say I kind of object to that argument. I mean, it is a radically different form of slavery that we had in this country, with people literally chained, literally unable to own their own, themselves, their own personhood. I mean, it's really, I don't think you can make that comparison. I get what you're saying, Doc. I'm not sure who you are, doctor, somebody.
Dr. Fred, he's our Lord God and Savior. Amen.
Oh, okay. Well,
Dr. Fred for UNC Health.
Yeah. So I would just strongly argue against that comparison. I mean, you could also say the same for, if you look at Nazi Germany and people they put into camps. I mean, there's no comparison, and that was a majority rule situation, right? So, no, it's different. That's all.
Go ahead, sir. Robert.
Agree.
Robert.
I wanted to say, and you guys want to talk about the farm workers in this country and slavery?
Yeah, well, look at, man, with the fucking, when they came over here on the Mayberry or whatever the fuck it was, that in Christopher Columbus.
Wait, hold up.
Anyway,
that was a question, right? No, let's not talk about it. I understand there's important topics, but I don't want to talk about it, and I don't want to talk about anything that we're talking about now. Let's change the subject if we could. Eric, you have any ideas?
Yeah. Okay, let's move into either current, well, first of all, what's happening currently, for example, with Jeremy Corbell came out about a week or two ago. If you weren't paying attention, said great big things are going to happen in January, and then of course suddenly he's got his first episode with George Knapp. They've got this new picture. I got the feeling that they're going to keep feeding him information. I've got the nod from the big man that this is what I've been told is going to happen. I think if you guys remember, I was told that this was what was going to happen, and I think we're going to get a lot more disclosure. So we could speculate about what's coming, or we could talk about old history, old cases that never really got a lot of attention, or theories about dimensions or underground bases, anything like that. Well, let's just try to find something new to talk about. Go ahead, Enigma.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna be coming out with a video with an interesting eyewitness who is a scientist, and I'm not gonna give his name out. I think some of you might already know, but I think for those who don't,
Is it OpenEye?
who?
OpenEye? Neil?
No. This person's pretty interesting. Okay, I'll give you a hint. He's on Lex Friedman. You can find out if he's on Lex Friedman. But I think he has some interesting words in another interview that most people probably haven't seen, and I'm gonna release some of it out to my viewers and present my hypothesis on what he's saying or my interpretation. And I think it's gonna reveal a lot. I think this guy's gonna be in the news a little bit more.
When's it coming out? I want to look at that. When's it coming out?
Probably this weekend.
Right on. Tag me in that. All right. I want to see that. Because if you got good work, we want to see it. I'm serious.
Yeah. Also, what Liam was saying earlier. Oh, I'm sorry. The truth guy, whatever his name is. Like he mentioned all those people that were having all those spaces. Like I wanted to be in all those spaces. I didn't know they were going on. I never see like the spaces that are going on because I don't know how you do that really. So I mean, if people do see those going on, like please tag me in those kinds of spaces if you heard them. Go ahead, Robert.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Have you guys checked out the Green Comet?
No, I heard about it, but I don't know anything about it.
And so there's a green comet that they think hasn't been visible for 50,000 years, and it may never be seen again.
It's going on right now, isn't it?
Where can it be viewed?
Well, you have to look it up and get a sky map.
Okay, so what's its name so we can look it up?
The Green Comet. I think that's it.
You should be able to start seeing it by eye at dusk.
Oh, for real? Oh, damn.
This is the event. This is the alien invasion.
You know what? It might have actually been at dawn. I'm sorry. So somebody check that, please. Sorry, Eric.
Yeah, the aliens are coming. They're here. They've got their friend.
Its closest thing to Earth is February 1st.
Yeah, I think it just came from like behind the sun.
Oh, that's why they couldn't see it before, up until like recently, or I guess we couldn't see it.
I just want to advise that everybody stock up on Kool-Aid and go out and buy your pair of Nikes. Find yourself a futon. We're gonna have a party. Just be ready.
Okay, where's the party?
Oh yeah.
Get a purple.
Roswell, New Mexico, baby.
Get a purple sheet, some black pants.
I got the blunts.
You know what I mean? Find yourself find a
I'm
cozy mansion up in the hills, and just kind of like settle in.
We're gonna import some ayahuasca, some DMT, a little Quaalude, a little of this, a little of that, and we'll see what happens.
Oh, that actually brings up a good point. When does those contacting the desert tickets, do they sell out like super fast? I mean, how fast do they sell out if they do sell out?
I don't think they're sold out. I don't know yet, but I wouldn't worry about it, bro. I'll get you in regardless. Don't even worry about it.
Fuck yeah.
Where is that?
That's in Indian Wells. It's right in Palm Springs, like right literally down the road a little bit.
That's so far from me.
You could fly into Palm Springs though. It's a major. I think it's international, if I'm not mistaken, dude. If you we'll go do a GoFundMe for your ass.
I'm a road type of person for my drugs and my dog.
We'll get OpenEye to pick you up.
All right, I'm in.
Neil will have a spaceship built by then because he's a scientist. He'll teleport you. Matter of fact, y'all don't understand. Y'all are idiots. Y'all are stupid because I can teleport your ass. And you just need to come and see. I'll show you. We need to form a coalition. I'll take you. I'll show you the aliens in the mountain. We've got a spaceship. You all don't understand.
Eric, you respect that OpenEye. You respect OpenEye. He's a scientist, damn it.
You said something about a mountain, and you made me think of Anjali and all that nonsense.
Yeah, Anjali's the great
You mean by
mystery, no doubt.
nonsense? By nonsense, you mean how she was treated? No, I'm playing.
Oh,
I'm
no.
playing.
I was about to say,
I
no.
popped into UFO Twitter right after that, so I was always like, "Wait, what is everyone talking about?" And they would catch me up to speed, and I'd be like, "Okay, all right, I guess there's a cave somewhere." But yeah, people vouch for her though. Still, like, it's always interesting.
She's a weirdo.
I'm going to say this. This is my opinion about the most famous storytellers that somehow break through the matrix and get themselves in a position like Anjali did, where her story kind of blew up. I mean, you got to give her credit for that, but it's my experience based on my research that a lot of these people, including William Tompkins, is one guy. I talked to this one guy for an hour today on the phone, who knew William Tompkins very well, was his neighbor. They had many long conversations over a period of years. But the point is people sometimes will have legitimate information, like a legitimate story, but then they feel compelled to embellish them. And then when they, in the process of embellishing their story, their original story, which part of it may have been true, gets kind of debunked. They kind of fuck themselves that way.
It's the UFO curse, man. Like, for some reason, everyone kind of debunks them, well, not debunks themselves, but makes themselves look suspicious by doing certain things that I don't know. Well, what's up, Heather?
Oh, no, her story seemed off from the jump, right? Like the whole press conference that she held in Washington, which did not look like a press conference in any way, shape, or form. And I don't know, her story just seemed odd. I'm like, you found some aliens in a mountain? Like, I don't know. It just didn't stick with me. That's why I made the comment that I think she's weird. Because it looked like Tupa was going to say something and then he muted himself really quick. But
I think she could be used. She could be being used right now.
Literally, Eric, don't interrupt the lady. Let her talk.
No, you're good. What do you have to say?
No, I'm just saying that because she ran for government position, she was in intelligence. She had. I mean, you look at her career; she was involved. I think she even had a clearance at one time. But she would be a perfect target to somehow, whether through some sort of mind control technology, whatever the fuck they're doing without us knowing, where she could have been implanted with information and she just got sent out there as part of some psyop and she doesn't even know that she's part of a psyop. She'll deny that, but that,
Who are we talking about?
But she was also high as fuck when she was at Wayne's Mountain. She even admitted that they had done some kind of drugs. I can't recall. It's been so long. That she had done some type of drugs while she was at Wayne's house, and when she supposedly found these aliens in his mountain, that all came to light. What was it on Truth Seekers? I think.
Yeah. She did a pretty good job, but yeah.
Who is this that we're talking about?
Some lady named Anjali.
Oh.
She claimed that she found a tunnel or something in this mountain on this dude's property, and that there was an alien base in it. Huh. And she also said that aliens don't like to be called aliens.
This was in Mojave, California, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Chupacabra, what do you got, Chupacabra?
Two things. When I first heard of Anjali, I looked her up, and I found her on this like giant chair in Washington D.C. with some dude behind her, and she was talking about all this stuff. Like she was like disclosing stuff, you know. And I was like, wow, that's a really big chair. And then I went to New York for like the anomalous event or whatever, and she was there, and I met her, and she's tiny. So I think the chair was regular size, and I think I just misjudged her. So maybe there's
She was in a wheelchair.
Maybe then I just wasn't paying attention. So you know what? She was walking when I met her, though. So I'll say that.
No,
So good for
apparently
her.
she has some sort of disability that does fuck with her mobility, and I guess she does need a wheelchair from time to time. But she can walk and move around. I seen her on stream when she was being interviewed because I was like, hold up, I thought she was wheelchair bound, but I
Also,
know I just seen her adjust her legs on her own without using
right?
her hands.
No, she's cool. And I want to say this before I close out. She was really nice, and she was really sweet, and I didn't get any weird vibes from her. And I just hung out with her briefly, you know. And I wasn't looking for weird vibes, but I kind of was because she has a reputation, and like, you know, people know her, and it's a big name. But she was so nice. So that's what I'll say. You know, I didn't get like she didn't try to get me into her cult. And the guy from the video, from that press conference, he was there too. He was super cool. So good for them.
Yeah, Steinfeld, this blonde-haired guy, older guy, right? Steinfeld.
This was a younger guy, cargo pants. You know, maybe he was older, younger looking. I don't know. You know what? I'll just say that it was all a blur. But I met her, and it was really cool. She didn't try to recruit me, and she didn't like try to do anything like magic or anything. I didn't know what to expect because, you know, her reputation was so big. People talked about her a lot. You know, if that counts for anything, good vibes, nice person.
Yeah, I agree, man. I don't really know much about her story. I came into, I guess, like the whole thing like really late, so I had to kind of learn about it. But I will say I don't believe her, but I still like respect her, and she seems to be very lovely as a person. I mean,
You know what I'll do, Logan, is I've got her on Gaia TV. I'll make a little clip, and you guys could see her on Gaia TV with Rick Doty.
She seems to like be like somebody
I
that
think
spreads
one
nothing but
reason why I
love.
really don't like her is she reminds me of my Aunt Jennifer.
I can't hear you, Logan.
I was saying, hey Heather, is your Aunt Jennifer like a bitch or something?
You're cutting in and out, but you were good at the end there.
Hello. Can you hear me?
You're good now. You're
yes.
good now.
Oh yeah, Heather. I was saying, is your Aunt Jennifer like a bitch or something, or is she like dick to you?
No, I mean, in general, she's a bitch, but uh, she she does weird things. I don't know. My aunt, she's kind of a crazy one. I don't know. Like, if the world isn't revolving around her, she will make it revolve around her. Like when my grandpa was in the hospital and dying, she then turned the whole situation into everything about her. And oh, my chest hurts. Oh, and like all this other stuff, she has to turn every situation into something about her. And I just get those vibes from Anjali, like the way they carry themselves, how they speak to people. It's too similar. I'm like, she's just like my aunt.
I feel that. What do you got, Fred?
Yeah, what's up, Fred?
I was just going to say, why don't we change the topic? Because all I've been hearing for 5 minutes is a whole bunch of judgmental people.
Yeah, go ahead, Fred.
Fred. We're just trying
please.
to.
Well, then what do you want to talk about?
Can we all meet up in March?
Yeah.
What is in March?
Where are we marching?
UFO Expo.
Okay, where is this? Hold on.
We're going to march to the plumbing business out there on the East Coast somewhere. We're going to have signs and everything.
Let's not say shit like that.
I would.
Dude, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. He knows I'm kidding.
No, I know, but I just don't want to dull that all up. I don't know. I'm just being weird.
Unfortunately, we can't have fun like that anymore. Like, you can joke with me. I give you all permission to joke with me. I'm not going to take you seriously. So there you go. Set my boundary. But no, it's in March in Roswell, isn't it?
No, it said July in Roswell.
I thought there was something.
Oh, there might be something in March. You might be right. But July is. You want to go to the Roswell Festival? If you're going to come to California, or if you're going to come to the United States one time, you want to go to the Roswell Festival. That's the famous one.
That's like the biggest one, right? Oh wait, I think Contacting the Desert's the biggest one, right? And then it's the Roswell one.
I would say, yeah. But actually, Roswell Festival, it looked like 3 blocks. Just the streets are lined with like alien paraphernalia, T-shirts, this, that, and the other, and so on and so forth, and people dressed up in costumes. It's like a all-day Halloween event with just a bunch of people running around acting like aliens and dressed like aliens, and then they even dress their dogs like aliens, and that's giant park. It's fucking great, man. They got music.
Can I live
It is.
there?
It's a
How do
party.
we not all live
It's a
there right
freaking
now?
party.
That
It's
sounds
rad.
amazing. I was just on Alien Con's website since you mentioned something, and I don't know about any of these conventions. I've never been to one. I really want to go to one though. So I was just looking. There's a fucking ticket for $2,000, dude. What in the hell? Why? Why?
Don't worry,
I
we're
mean,
winning the lottery.
Ancient Aliens is all about that money.
there's a $1,500 ticket, a $2,000 ticket.
I don't
I'm like, oh
recommend
my
it.
god.
I need a $40 ticket.
Right,
that
the
for the-
cheapest one is like $65, and that's for a day.
Is that it for the event, or is that including hotel and travel and all that?
That's just a ticket. I don't even know what else it includes. I saw the price, I saw the number. I was like, hold up. I don't know. I'm poor. Okay. I just barely got my own apartment a month ago.
I
I
don't
probably
recommend
won't
it.
make it.
It's just basically you can turn on Ancient Aliens and you can see all the same stuff. It's just go meet the ancient alien people is all it is.
Is this extortion of aliens, like to be profiting off of like their stuff and not giving them any credit? I feel like it's kind of like extortion, right? And then we were talking about aliens not being called aliens. Yeah, that's kind of mean to call them an alien. Like technically, we're all in the same galaxy, right? So we shouldn't really like be hateful or judgy. We're all the same thing. We're all living beings, right?
Why do you think alien is a derogatory term?
Somebody said that they didn't like Heather, was that you?
No. I call them aliens. Anjali, she claims that she can speak to these aliens, and that they told her that they don't like to be called aliens. And then also, as Demi Lovato said something along the same lines too at one point, that it's derogatory to call aliens aliens.
Yeah, she
It
got
should
on the
be
Stephen Greer
interstellar.
bandwagon.
Interstellar being. There you go. That's probably what they like.
So we got some new people in the room. Can we run around to Paul and we'll go down to Fred?
Yo, what's up? I just popped in here. I think Demi Lovato just kind of got on the Greer train and was just making some provocative statements when she said that. I mean, I actually had an experience, take it for what it's worth, take it with a grain of salt, where this like hybrid child said to me, "We don't know you, we're aliens." It literally said, "We are aliens," which I took to mean that it was like alienated from me or something. So I don't know that it's necessarily a derogatory term. I could see why it would be though. But the other thing was I don't know what conference or convention you guys are talking about, but the main reason that I would ever go to any such thing would be to meet the speakers and to meet the people in the audience, and you don't typically have to spend $2,000 to do that.
Maybe the blue people will show up. Hey, Dr. Fred, thanks for being so polite. You want to go ahead and speak?
Yes. So I've spoken telepathically with entities, and my wife has too. And one thing I just wanted to say is, if we were looking in from the outside into this group, do we know how fucking stupid it sounds to have a group that is interested in UFOs judging other people that are saying that they've spoken with entities? That's like ridiculous. We're going to sit here and judge others on the topic that we're all interested in? Come on, people.
Yeah, because some people are grifters, and you need to call them out on their bullshit.
Yeah,
But
maybe
you don't
that's,
know.
I don't know who's
You don't
judging.
know if Demi Lovato's a grifter.
I mean, how would someone know? We don't know
Yeah,
until you know. This one,
yeah, Fred, I don't agree. I agree, like we shouldn't be judging people unless maybe we should, in certain cases. But yeah, I mean, if you want to take that to the DMs and you seem to bring that up every time you come into a space, just say like, "How dare all you people?" You got to tone that down. Just take it to the DMs, man. I just got through saying like how polite you are.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What's next? Go ahead, Paul.
Well, I just wanted to say that I have nothing against Demi Lovato. I hardly know anything about her, and I was not trying to judge her. I just found her statement about the offensiveness of the term alien to be slightly suspect, and I think that's fair.
Yeah, I'm sorry if you don't like the fact that it's hard for me to trust a lot of people, especially like the bigger name people in the UFO community, because so many of them have been proven to just been telling flat out lies. So I take what everybody says with a grain of salt, and I don't just sit there and just eat it up.
I'll say this: to pick only one person to listen to right now, I would say Richard Dolan, because he is the most he's the fair and balanced. He doesn't go too woo. He's not conservative. He's willing to say there's probably a breakaway civilization. He knows UFOs are real. He's in a very serious relationship with a female who has contact and experiences with ET, so he knows that's real. But he's the most professional, and all the other guys out there are just regurgitators for them.
Amen to that. Well said.
Richard Dolan's cool.
Yeah, Heather. By the way, Heather, I don't think anyone is saying whatever it is you said that was wrong or whatever. I don't think they were saying that. And if they were, they're wrong. Go ahead, Robert. I don't think who was being judgy. I mean, I don't know. Unfairly.
I don't think anyone was being
Well,
judgy.
no, that was the whole thing. So
I
aliens
was.
don't like being called aliens. That's what happened. We're spiraling down into it's getting too intense here. We just got to shake this off real quick. All I wanted to say is they would probably want to be called interstellar beings, right? Yeah, that's where we were at.
I don't know. There's no way to know because
Depends where they came from.
right.
Yeah, what if
We don't know that they're interstellar. They could be from here.
Wait, all alien
this out.
means is Canadians, Mexicans. Those are aliens to us, right? That's what the definition is, right? So that's all that means.
Check this
true.
out. Van
I
Tassel,
don't
George.
think so.
Listen, George Van Tassel at Giant Rock in the Nevada, in the Mojave Desert near Palm Springs in that region. He said they called them Space Brothers. That was what they referred to them back in the day.
Yeah.
So I mean, why don't we just call them Space Brothers? Let's call them aliens. Let's just call them Space Brothers. Brothers from another mother space.
What if
and
they're not
whatnot
coming
and
from
shit.
space though?
And what if
What
they're
about
matter?
brother
What-
beings?
Oh,
Okay,
what
well,
if they reproduce by cloning and they're not brothers or sisters?
I
Yeah, how
like
dare you like make
I
a
like the
determination
non-human
among?
entities.
That's perfect. NHI is great. It's easy to type too. 3 letters.
You know
Go
what?
ahead, Robert.
I bet they probably have a tone as a name. Sorry, it's like my name is.
My name
I
is.
think we should just call them Slim Shadys, the Slim Shadys, because they're all sly.
My name is.
Wow.
Amen to that.
Robert.
And we as humans create boundaries, and then there's a thing of like people and things become alien.
What I like about Robert is when Kent's not here, Robert just fills in for him. Beautiful thing. Go ahead, Kimball.
I think Heather was before me.
Yeah, Kent would need to interrupt a lot more. Or I mean, Robert would need to interrupt a lot more.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, do you guys think we would give aliens rights?
Would they
Like in
give
District
us
9?
rights?
No, they would give
Like,
us rights. Once they've established that they own the earth and humans realize that we're not the dog, then they would give us rights. We wouldn't be giving them rights.
Yeah, we want to be in the bigger club, not the smaller club.
Heather, in the group chat, you were asking someone let you know when a certain individual left the space, and I tagged you and said they had, so you can trust me.
111 East Coast.
I was you know, I was talking about like the big name people, like the people
Oh,
who
wow.
Gaia,
Okay.
Ancient Aliens. No,
Wow.
no. I trust you, Kimball.
I get it. I'm
I don't
short.
even
I
think
get
we've
it.
ever.
Holy shit.
My
Nah, don't
ex-boyfriend
trust
is
Kimball.
5'5". It's okay. Oh, don't trust Kimball?
Nah,
Oh
don't trust
shit.
him. He's dark spy.
Okay.
Kimball
Ooh.
works at Dugway Airport. He's got an alien base out there
Eric,
that he
I told you not
manages.
to fucking say anything about that.
You're a spy
I'm
for the
high
Dark
right now. I'm sorry. I
Brotherhood.
apologize.
I don't think we know where so-called aliens come from, right?
Come from the Earth. They're inside the Earth. That's what EARF, the Earth.
Earth.
They just pop out of atoms, just materialize out of atoms.
I have a theory if y'all want to hear it.
How do they get mad?
I use a metaphor.
I don't want to hear it, but go
No,
for
we
it.
do not want to hear it. Thank you.
Okay,
Oh.
so here's my theory.
I wanted to.
Like consciousness and intelligence is like a Twitter space, right? So as you learn more, say like each of us represents like a planet or an entity that grew like normally, right? And became its own thing. So like we're limited. Say there's 10 of us in here, right? And what we do eventually is we all connect to the same server. We all want to be, alive forever. We don't want to be tied to a biological body. So that's why we have the space. The space running represents that kind of not need for a biological body, right? So we're chilling, but we only have what we have because we're only who we are in the space. So in order to bring more experience, right? Like bring more of anything more than just what we talk about in an echo chamber, we have to bring in new people. We have to bring in new planets, new forms of life that grew naturally in their own environment and had their own conflict and all this, right? So we got to find somebody, but then we can't really like affect their growth if they're not at a point in which they can join our space, like our server. They don't have the right phone or computer yet, so we can't really sway them too much because then they're going to be just like us, and then we're not going to have new experiences or learn new things or that type of thing, right? So we kind of got to help them along, but not affect them so much. And then they come to a point where, okay, we can all, well, I don't know, they could just get there on their own. Once they became non-needing of a biological body, they would just literally join the space. I feel like it'd be like leveling up because I feel like a lot of that information is on the same plane. And I don't know, they probably have protection and there's probably viruses and all that type of stuff that lives in like a like physical biological form. Kind of viruses aren't even alive technically. So yeah, that's kind of like how I see it. And maybe the grays are kind of like this consciousness that is now taking a biological form. I'm pretty sure I got that from Ganga. And just like they didn't start out organically like we did, right? And so you can really fit that theory into a lot of different like ideas and situations and conspiracies and stuff like that.
Ocean, I just want you to let you know you kind of ruined my buzz right there, but I'll forgive you for that.
I thought that was pretty dope.
Yeah, that's
And by dope, I
interesting.
mean
So
like cool.
basically, you're saying that they sort of become real. I don't know how to express what you just said, but it was pretty cool.
It's like we grow baby, and that's where our organic consciousness comes from, right? But what if at some point it could get to the point where you could transfer someone's consciousness? Maybe in the beginning they have to be alive, right? And you connect them to a machine, and zoom, all of a sudden they're in like a baby, right? Like that would probably be the first step. and then it would get more like less and less like technical probably over time. And then there's the whole like mind control thing. Like, what if they can be like a virus and just hijack your body, and you see people and they seem like they're like possessed. And I'm not trying to sound like a crazy person, but it's like it's kind of a wild theory.
No, people talk about this with walk-ins, and even with some of the folklore about the Roswell alien or the Varginha alien, that they die when they want to. They can leave bodies and go at will. That alien interview book, even though I'm skeptical of it, claimed a similar thing. So
Well, the one,
I love the idea. I love that idea.
the one.
And one more thing, and then Robert, you can go. I just wanted to say I was trying to figure out how consciousness, like brain waves and consciousness, fits into like the cycle of the universe, because everything is in cycles. Nothing escapes the cycles and the rhythm of the universe.
Right.
So, you see different changes in like chemicals and environments and energies, but how does consciousness play into that cycle? And I figure it has to always have a battery, right? So say we're all in this Twitter space. I don't know how that would work yet, but like maybe we need new people in order to have more battery. Like, maybe it's not as self-sustaining, or I'm not sure. Maybe there's some type of fusion where one of the originals would have to I don't know. I don't know how that would work, but I'm trying to figure out how consciousness plays into the cycles of the universe right
One
now.
of the ones I saw, which was when I was a teenager many years ago, did not look, it was the weirdest thing. It did not look human or really alive. I don't know how to explain. Definitely not human, but it also didn't look truly alive. It was so bizarre. In fact, I was so struck by how weird and artificial it looked. First of all, it came in I was working in like a quick shop. I was 16 at the time. This is back in the 70s. And this thing came in, was wearing a black raincoat and a very large black hat, right? And it had what, to all appearances, looked like a fake blonde wig. I mean, I'm not kidding. It was kind of hysterical looking. But the face was definitely, and I didn't realize it till I saw pictures later, like what you would see, like a gray face, right? And this being, who would call it a woman, came in and bought cigarettes, and from behind the counter. So I gave her cigarettes, and her hand was not a human hand, right? And I remember going through all the motions of going through this. Okay, there's this really weird person. I don't know what it is. It was very, very short. Came in, bought some goddamn cigarettes. I sold the cigarettes, and then it left. And then after it left, I was like, what the fuck was that? What the fuck?
That's insane. That's a cool story. Was anyone else there? Did anyone else see it, or was there cameras back then?
No. Oh no cameras. No, there was no. It was just me. Nope. There was no.
Yeah,
Do
you're
you
gonna
feel
have
like
to do like some better explaining. I'm sorry, I just have too many questions now. What did it sound like?
Before, until I wasn't. I was thinking about it later, because this was a quick shot where people drive up, right? This thing did not come up in a car, and when it left, I honestly don't remember what happened after it left, because I was kind of a little bit stunned. But I'm pretty sure it didn't leave in a car. There was no car.
Is that why they made it illegal to go to drive-thrus when you're not in a car?
There was no drive-thrus back then.
Oh, gotcha. See, yeah, Logan had a good question. What did it sound like?
It didn't talk.
You just knew, did it speak telepathically?
I don't know. It was so weird. I can't, you have to understand, I'm 66 years old now. This is what, 50 years ago? I'm telling you what I remember. I know for sure it didn't talk. I don't remember how it told me which cigarettes it wanted. I don't remember if it pointed or if somehow I knew. I just don't remember that part.
Was there any other telling, like physical attributes that made you think they weren't human, other than the weird
It was
appendage?
almost featureless, very flat, like almost no nose, almost nothing for a mouth, just absolute white, like a gray white.
Did it have like
very pointy chin? I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry, I cut you off. Keep going.
She was asking what features. Really pointy chin. Big sunglasses. I remember thinking they looked like Jackie O sunglasses.
I got a question, but I feel like we should let Robert go real quick and then keep asking because I feel bad for Robert.
I just wanted to say consciousness is what makes us human. And I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, for sure.
So did it have like nostril holes or?
Well, I just had the two questions were, do you remember the color of the cigarettes? Because I got a feeling they probably didn't even buy cigarettes. It's just like a memory that is there now. And then also, do you remember when if they said thank you to you, or do you remember like hearing that at all?
No spoken word, nothing. No, there's no speech.
Did they give you money?
Yes, because I remember exchanging currency. I remember the hand. That's what I first noticed when it reached its hand out. Its hand was weird.
Other than sunglasses, was it wearing clothing?
Yes, a black raincoat. It sounds crazy, but it was almost. This is in the middle of the summer, right, in Missouri.
Hey, you know, like how in movies, like the main character, like if they're gonna go do something, they'll like dress up like in just like some outlandish kind of disguise to kind of, blend in or whatever it is they're doing. Was it kind of like that?
It was just weird. Yeah, I just remember the first thing I noticed was someone came in a black raincoat on a very warm day, broad-brimmed black hat, this blonde wig, and big sunglasses. But the face.
Obviously a sus alien. He should have gone to acting school for trying out Earth. Not very good style.
Yeah, they're known for wearing these wigs. I don't know why they do it, because it looks silly on them, of course. But how tall was it?
Well, I'm 5'1", and it was shorter than me. I would say maybe 4 foot, 4'6", maybe 4 foot.
Do you ask for its ID? I don't know if you guys ask for ID for like in case minors are buying cigarettes.
No, anybody could buy cigarettes back then.
You're like, it's a freaking alien. I don't need ID. He's not gonna have
Yeah, that's back when your grandma would send you to get a pack of cigarettes with a note.
Yeah, anybody could buy cigarettes.
Really? When did they start putting the law for like you have to be a certain age?
Oh God. I want to say the 80s, maybe late 70s, 80s. I don't know.
Yeah, it used to be who you know too, because like I'm 33, but when I was like 15ish, I used to go buy dipping cigarettes for one of my girlfriend's dads, and he was a cop. He just used to send me to the store.
Yeah, I mean, you could get back then. Alcohol was age 18. So we always had kids coming in buying beer.
I got another question for you, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to. But did you experience like any kind of trauma as a kid that would make you like more hypersensitive to like different energies as an adult?
Well, the one trauma that I experienced as a child was I grew up on Air Force bases, strategic air bases. So there was always planes. My dad flew, but a plane crashed behind my house. The base housing area was kind of not right near the runway, but across a field, and then there was a runway, right? And we had a plane crash that killed a crew of about 8 people. And the crash was so horrific, violent, and loud, right? It was right behind the house. That I went into convulsions, into like an epileptic seizure, just from the noise and the shock of it. And I don't remember the crash itself. I didn't see it myself. But my only memory of it is of walking amongst the wreckage and I saw dead bodies. And there's just no way I would have seen that. So the only thing I can think of is that somehow my consciousness came out and was experiencing that. And that I didn't connect it till many, many years later because I didn't even remember that there was an air crash. But for many, many years, I had this dream of walking around the wreckage of a plane looking at all these dead bodies. And it was a nightmare, recurring nightmare. And I remember talking to my dad. I don't know, I was in my 20s or 30s, and we were just chatting. And he happened to mention about this plane accident. And I just perked up, and he told me about the whole thing and what happened to me. And it was just like one of those things where a light bulb goes off, and oh my God, that's my fucking nightmare. That's the one I've been dreaming all these years. So anyway, that was probably, I guess, a traumatic event. I think I feel like I came out of my body when that happened. Do you know what I mean?
Wow, that sounds really traumatic, and that kind of would make sense, I think.
Why do you feel like that's so bizarre? Like, where were you exactly when the crash happened? And like, can you kind of just describe that one more time? So like, the way I pictured it was like you were in your house and like the crash happened behind your house, kind of.
We lived on an Air Force base, and it was a SAC Air Force base, and a lot of the bases, the housing, Air Force housing, it's all right on base, right? You're living on base. I was 3 years old when this happened. So our house, our little part of the neighborhood backed up to a field, and on the other side of the field was the airstrips. Okay. Air Force bases are fairly small. I mean, you can get around them pretty quickly. So, it would have been, I guess, if you could imagine, maybe a football field away, something like that. So the impact would have been quite severe and severely felt, loud, everything shaking. When it happened, we didn't know initially what happened. I didn't know. In fact, I don't really have much memory of that impact because I went into seizures. As a result, it was so, whatever happened caused me to go into seizures. So it was close.
I don't understand like why you would go into a seizure. I've never heard of that before. What do you think would have caused it? Like just like the traumatic experience of it, like caused the seizure?
Shock. I don't, my dad, because when we were talking about it with my dad, we had an Air Force doctor that lived next door to us, and he had to run over to, he gave me an injection to get the seizures to stop. But I don't know, convulsions, seizures, whatever, it happened.
Do you still have seizures today?
No, I don't.
That's strange. So, yeah, I don't know what questions to ask anymore. I'm kind of. Anyone else? I want to ask any questions?
Yeah,
So
I got a quick question, Kimball. Have you? I mean, are you certain that crash involved like what, military humans?
Yes, there was a crew that died in that crash.
And you were actually from somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 yards away, and you were able to see the bodies as a result of.
Well, let me put it to you this way. There was no way I could have seen the bodies from where we were in my house.
What Air Force base is this?
I'll have to look it up. It's in Texas, near Fort Worth. It might have been Kelly Air Force Base, but the base name might have changed over the years.
How is it you think you actually saw the bodies? How do you reconcile that?
All I can say is that I think I came out of my own body, maybe during my seizure, and I was in that wreckage.
Who are your parents? Are they anyone of note? Have they had any experiences?
No, my dad was he flew KC-135s mostly during the Cold War. And my mom was your basic officer's wife, so basic Air Force people.
They never had any kind of paranormal experiences that they told you about?
No.
Go ahead, Paul.
I just wanted to say that having a stress-induced seizure is nothing that unusual. My old roommate used to have them and had them as a small child, and so to have that in the wake of a plane crash is not that unbelievable to me. And then if you go to the out of body part, I do think that small children are more prone to having these types of spiritual experiences in general. I could like horribly digress about that if I wanted to, but it just sounds like one of those weird kind of childhood out of body experiences that I've read like so many times. So I find it believable.
And what was odd to me is that I remember very detailed walking around the plane wreckage, right? And bending down to poke at, I remember the finger of one of the dead pilots or whatever, crew. I remember seeing their hand sticking out, right? They were dead. I remember poking at his finger, right? Just touching. But my finger went inside his finger. And it was just so weird. That was, to me, the weirdest part, the weirdest little detail that I remember about that dream.
Hey, Eric or Screen, are you there?
Yeah, there.
Yeah, I need to walk my dog real quick. So you mind just covering for me?
Sure.
If I may, I wanted to mention something to Kartott as well. The alien being that came into the restaurant or whatever said it was wearing a raincoat and what kind of hat? Like a fedora, like a wide brimmed hat or something.
I have to go back and look at my notes, but it was just sort of a broad, because I made a sketch of it. Just a broad brimmed hat. I don't know how to explain it any further.
Okay. Well, just because it's funny, there's a thing called the Hat Man.
Yeah, I know.
Which is not alien related, and I've had both experiences. I've encountered what seem to be aliens and the Hat Man. So it's kind of funny, especially because when I first encountered the Hat Man, these days I say it was wearing a trench coat, but when I was a kid, I thought it was wearing a raincoat, like the guy from Curious George. I remember that's what I kind of
well, this one
thought that it looked like.
Paddington Bear.
It was a black raincoat. I keep saying she because of the wig. I don't really know. She had a belt around the middle.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Keep going, I'm sorry.
You're saying
She
it had a
might
belt
think
on the middle?
she might not know she's muted.
Yeah, accidentally muted you, Kartott, if you want to unmute and speak.
There. Okay. Yeah, I think I was just asking if the one you saw, I don't know who was speaking, if it had a belt, like a belted coat.
No, the type of Hat Man that I encountered was much more featureless, and it wasn't like a totally you know waking consciousness type thing in the way that it was for you. I was like 3 years old or 5 years old when this happened, and I just remember like waking up to this thing in my bedroom and running past it and bumping into it and going into the other room. So it's just funny that these beings, if it is what it appears to be, that they choose certain outfits The glasses are funny too, just because I don't know. I've only encountered like one person IRL in real life that I thought could be an alien or something, and she was wearing those kind of super thick shades and was very small and had a funny kind of outfit on.
Wow, that sounds kind of similar.
Yeah, this was a few years ago over in Los Angeles.
Huh. Anyway,
That's where I heard they hang out.
Yeah, exactly. I've heard that too.
What's that?
They hang out in LA in the underground tunnels. It was proven long ago, years back, there was a reptilian base there. These are shape-shifting reptilians you're referring to, I believe.
Oh,
that was proven, really.
I'm being a little sarcastic.
Yeah, no, I've heard the thing about LA, especially when the fires were going on a few years ago. People were saying like, "Oh, there's a space laser targeting the alien hybrids over in Malibu or whatever."
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever the case, I had a few strange encounters in LA. Honestly, it's the kind of city where you're gonna have a few, and yeah, there was one that where I kind of questioned whether it was an alien or something.
Yeah. Well, this lady had the other thing is the skin tone was like almost paper thin. It's weird.
Yeah, you do hear stories like that. Like people are saying, wearing wigs, wearing weird outfits, trying to blend in, trying to, explore the human experience. I guess. Like I'm thinking about buying cigarettes. It's like, ooh, what are these cigarettes? What are these human
I feel
devices?
like that wasn't a thing. Like maybe he said he was buying them or he was there for a different reason or something. Like I don't know. I feel like that's just a cover story.
It's so odd about it that I just kind of went through the motions of the whole thing. Oh, customer, I'm going to sell this customer cigarettes. All at the same time, I'm noticing how truly bizarre it is, right? But it's like human nature. You just okay, I'm going to go through the patterns. I got to do the.
Is there anything weird about that store?
Not really. It's just a 7-Eleven type store. It was next to a big apartment complex. Albert, you don't know if you know who Al Hubrowski is. He was a baseball guy. He used to live there. He used to come in. I mean, there's nothing crazy about it.
Was there anybody else that came in that was like slightly less strange but could still be like suspect?
No. That was it.
And over the years, has your perspective on that changed?
Do you remember like what you did after that? Like, did you tell a coworker or your manager? Did you go home and tell your family?
No, I told nobody.
Did you fear ridicule, or
No.
did you feel like
is
it weird now, like looking back and realizing you didn't tell anyone?
The more I thought about looking back, the weirder it seemed.
Just so you know, you don't have to answer all these questions too. It's just like if you want to. I feel like we're bombarding you, and I just want to say,
it's fine.
If you want to chill too, it's okay.
I've talked about it before with
you.
other people more recently, but it's yeah, and a friend of mine put it in his book. He was collecting stories of crypto-terrestrials, whatever. So it's in there if you ever want to read it.
By the way, my question, I didn't mean that dismissively if it came across that way.
Oh, no, not at all. No, I'm just telling you my story. That's all there is to it.
There are
That's a cool
so many
story.
stories.
I love it.
So what's the name of the book? That sounds cool.
Look it up. It's a Nick Redfern book.
Okay.
I'll get the name of it.
And thank you for sharing. I know I'm not co-host or nothing, but I do see Ganga's hand. He's a really cool guy.
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear what he thinks of your experience.
Yeah.
Hey, Did you experience any oddities before you saw the person in trench coat, like 30 seconds before they entered? Any oddities, even no matter how minuscule, body wise, mental wise,
If I
anything like that?
did, I don't remember. I don't think so. I don't remember anything like that. You got this was 50 years ago.
You said that you didn't not say anything because of ridicule. Then why didn't you say it or tell anybody?
I was a very shy person. Mostly kept to myself. And I don't know. I just didn't think to talk to anybody about it.
You think the entity kind of told you not to, and that's why you didn't, maybe?
I could not say that. I mean, I don't think so.
Sorry, I think I'm cutting out. I was asking.
Do you think something told me to not say something?
Yeah, I was.
I don't want to go there because I don't want to kind of add any more information that I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't know. I mean, I suppose it's possible, but I don't think so.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
I just want to say not knowing is super normal. When you first started speaking and telling how like you felt like you were kind of like missing time or you forget what happened, I feel like I hear that a lot in spaces. There's a lot of people that are just kind of like, and then I was here and I kind of forget or I remember
Yeah.
blurs. So like don't feel bad about that at all. You don't have to remember, and not remembering is a thing of its own too.
Yeah,
So and thank you for sharing.
that were weird and you know, but not right before, like a precursor to that one. I don't think that I recall.
I was just going to ask if anybody else has ever encountered a person that they thought was not a person. I know, I think I've told my story about this guy and a different story about this guy in LA who did like this charade thing, but if anyone else has a story, I was curious.
Y'all awake? Go ahead, Ganga.
I just wanted to ask her, did she remember the incident every year afterwards, or did she have like a blank space where she didn't think about it until like much later, like a
No,
decade or two later?
it was just part of my normal collection of memories. You know what I mean? It was just like, oh, that happened in high school. This happened there. You know, it wasn't any, you know, and I just remember, oh yeah, that weird thing happened. You know, that weird thing happened. You know, and I didn't think a whole lot about it.
So, did you say that you saw its eyes behind the sunglasses?
I don't think so. No.
What made you? Because you described its face as it looked like a gray.
Yeah,
What?
because the when, you know, and I made that connection many years later, and I don't remember from where, some picture many years later. But its face was very flat, very almost no nose, almost no lips. You know what I mean? Kind of almost slits for nose. Do you know what I mean? Very pointy cheeks, and the head was like, had a large head that came down to a point at the chin.
That sounds very consistent with a lot of the descriptions I've heard.
Yeah, I hear pointy chin a lot. And like
The
pale,
pointy
pale white.
cheeks.
Pale white. And
Yeah.
in fact, that was the very first thing I noticed. You know, then I started seeing her features, but there was the skin was just hairless.
I would be interested in sending you this tone to listen to, because I believe that like when things happen like this, they like, I feel like it's a very very intense tone that you hear in the beginning, and I don't know, you might you don't have to if you don't want to, but I feel like if I were you and I want to figure it out, I'd try to like stimulate my body in a way that they might have also, right? Like in order to get you to know to get cigarettes type of thing. And I think that it would be overwhelming